Okay, so things are tense. Miss Yon has been MIA for 2 days, straight up vanishing after whatever went down. Her boss asks if she's left her place at all, and the report comes back not once, not one time. The boss is seriously worried, pressing for info, and you can tell this isn't just a casual check-in. He reveals Yona always catches on to things quickly. Even when she was little, she's not someone you can easily fool. We cut to Yona and she's laying in bed, scrolling through her phone, but she looks off. Something's definitely up. She's looking at a group chat and the guys are wondering where she is, speculating she's got a lot on her plate. One of them says Seokju and Ijin are keeping quiet, which is suspicious, but Yona's already reading it all. They're all starting to suspect something's wrong, but Yona is already ahead of them. She knows what's happening. She's reading their messages, and honestly, she's probably already planned 5 steps ahead of whatever they think they know. But the real question is, what exactly is she planning, and why is she hiding in her room instead of telling everyone? The group chat keeps going. They notice their win rates way up without Yona and Ijin playing. Suspicious, right? Yona's still in bed, but her expression is changing fast. She's going from neutral to a full-on smirk. She starts typing a message, "You guys," but her fingers are clenched and she looks kinda scary. She's hammering out a message, and honestly, it looks like she's about to unleash something big. We get a close-up and you can see the intensity in her eyes. This isn't a playful message, bro. She throws the phone onto the bed, and it's like she's done with the charade, straight up abandoning the group chat. She pulls the covers over her head, but it's not to sleep. She's clearly plotting something major. She's completely hidden now, and it feels like a storm is brewing, but what's she planning to do? And just like that, she's gone, disappearing under the covers and leaving us with a ton of questions. This dude is seriously cooking up something, and it feels like everything is about to explode. No way. 3 black cars pull up. It's Ijin and his crew, and they look serious, bro. Ijin's already giving orders, telling them to let everyone know they've arrived, and he's smirking while doing it. He's laying out his plan. Yona is the key to building a base in Korea, and he's gonna use her. Ijin wants to establish family ties with SW, a huge global name, and honestly, it's a power play. He's just waiting for the best offer, planning to pit everyone against each other. This dude is ruthless. He's gonna waste all the other players in the race and then claim SW for himself. Talk about a power grab. The crew unloads the cars, carrying briefcases. They're clearly here for business, and it's not good. We get a glimpse of a woman standing nearby, looking all mysterious and aloof. Is she involved too? She's got this intense stare, and something tells me she's way more than meets the eye. No way. Someone's stepping forward, but we only see their back. It's a cliffhanger, and this is getting intense. Ijin steps forward, straight up blocking whoever's about to mess with Yona. Talk about a mood. Someone yells Ijin, and Yona looks totally shocked. She didn't expect our boy to show up like that. A buff guy steps in front of Yona, demanding to know why Ijin is blocking her, and honestly, he looks angry. Ijin just raises his hand like hold up, and the buff dude actually stops. This dude commands respect. No way. Yona asks why he's blocking Ijin, and the tension is building. It's about to go down. Buff guy takes a step forward, clearly not backing down, and Yona looks even more worried now. Ijin's crew starts moving in, surrounding everyone, and it's clear this isn't a friendly chat. This is a power move. Yona looks up at the buff guy with wide eyes, and you can tell she's starting to realize the situation. The buff guy is still glaring, but he seems to be assessing the situation. He's realizing he messed with the wrong person. Yona's expression is unreadable, but she's definitely caught in the middle of something huge. This is getting wild. Someone's yelling at Ijin to leave, insisting they need to go now because of traffic. Talk about controlling. Yona's pleading with them to stop, but these guys are straight up ignoring her, pushing her toward the car. Ijin's crew is forming a barrier around the car, making it clear no one's going anywhere without his say-so. Yona finally looks at Ijin, a mix of worry and confusion on her face. She's clearly processing everything. Inside the car, some other dude is chilling, looking way too relaxed for the situation. What's his deal? Ijin's eyes lock onto the guy in the car, and it's intense. He's sizing him up, and it's a power move. Yona's asking what's going on, and she looks totally freaked out. This is escalating fast. No way. Guy in the car just stares back at Yona, and honestly, it's a creepy vibe. He's got these glasses and a smirk, and you can tell he's used to getting what he wants, a total manipulator. Yona's looking back and forth between Ijin and this dude, completely lost. She's caught in the middle of a power struggle. Ijin is straight up demanding to know who sent the guy to mess with Yona. He's not playing games. The guy in the car remains silent, and Ijin's getting seriously annoyed. He's losing patience fast. Ijin asks himself what he even wants from this situation, looking conflicted and distant. He's standing with his back to us, and the other guy is looming. This is a tense standoff. The dude in the suit finally speaks up, asking who put Ijin up to all this. He's acting like he's the one in charge. Ijin just stares back, expressionless, and it's sending chills. This dude is not intimidated at all. The guy in the suit is back outside, looking extra angry. He's clearly not used to being ignored. Yona is begging Ijin to stop, but he's completely focused on the other guy. She's so worried. The dude in the suit demands Ijin forget everyone else and just tell him what he wants. Total power move. Ijin's face is inches from the other guy's, eyes blazing. He's about to unleash. No way. Okay, so the story jumps right in. Team 3, a super elite group, is getting grilled by someone important. This dude, the leader of Team 3, is straight up ice cold, staring down whoever is questioning them. We see the whole team rolling up, looking all serious in suits, like they're about to handle business. They're all walking towards the person questioning them, and honestly, the tension is thick. The team leader finally speaks, saying they're just doing what they have to do. Classic mercenary response. But the questioner isn't backing down, demanding to know what exactly they're doing. The leader doubles down, basically saying they're handling it, but the questioner is not impressed. He's pressing them for answers, and the team leader remains totally stoic, refusing to break. Then the questioner goes for the kill, asking if they're prepared for the consequences of their actions. And the leader just drops the mic, promising he will hold them accountable. No doubt about it. Okay, so our boy's friend is freaking out. She realizes all these guys are here to protect her. But she's not about to let them take all the heat, straight up refusing to hide behind them. She lays down the law, telling this dude he has no right to threaten her protectors just because he disagrees. She's determined to protect them herself and vows she'll do it her own way. She's got a plan brewing. Team 3 is listening intently, clearly impressed by her backbone, and they seem to be respecting her decision. However, the questioner isn't finished and starts smirking like he knows something we don't. He's got this super creepy grin, and it's clear he's about to escalate things. This guy is BAD News. The friend looks absolutely terrified, realizing she may have underestimated the danger they are all in. But then the team leader steps forward, and you can tell he's about to unleash his full power. It's about to go down. The team is ready to move, and honestly, this dude is about to regret messing with them big time. The team leader is not playing around, and he's making it clear he's willing to do whatever it takes. But the friend is defiant, telling them they can leave. She refuses to be a burden or be moved overseas. The team leader is losing it, demanding they stop delaying or they'll miss their flight. Seriously, the tension is thick. However, she doubles down, insisting she's staying put and won't be going anywhere with them. Team leader is fuming, his grip tightening. You can almost see the steam coming out of his ears. He's trying to maintain control, but the friend is digging her heels in and refusing to budge. It's a standoff. She's staring him down, unwavering, and honestly, she's got some serious guts. He's clearly frustrated, and it looks like he's about to snap. This is getting intense. But then she just turns away, shutting down the conversation and leaving them all speechless. And the team leader, he's left absolutely seething, staring after her with a dangerous glare. She turns her back on the team leader, but honestly, she's not backing down. She's resolute. Team leader is absolutely losing it, demanding to know what she thinks she's doing. She calmly tells him she'll handle things herself, but you can see the determination in her eyes. The team leader is convinced she doesn't understand the danger and threatens consequences. But she just stares him down, refusing to be intimidated. This woman is fearless, I swear. She insists she's staying no matter what, and this dude is about to explode from frustration. The team leader is practically spitting fire, demanding she tell him what's going on, but she stays silent. Her boy and the rest of the team are just standing there, watching this intense showdown unfold. She finally speaks, stating she'll hold her own, and her expression says she means it. The team leader is left fuming, completely shut down by her unwavering resolve, and it's epic. Yona-sin suddenly shouts at the team leader, completely stopping him in his tracks. No way. The team is totally confused, questioning what's going on and glancing at each other. She lays down the law, declaring she won't let him force Yona to do anything. She's taking charge. She strides forward, heels clicking with each step, making a power move straight up. Team leader orders Gi to stay out of it, but she doesn't even flinch. She's not backing down. Gi fires back, saying the same to Yongho, and honestly, she's delivering a savage burn. He demands to know why she's suddenly interested in Yona, pointing out she never spoke up before. She drops a bombshell, admitting she's fed up with watching him try to exploit a young girl. And then this woman just smirks, looking absolutely confident and unbothered. But the team leader is furious, clearly not used to anyone standing up to him like this. Jie gets a phone call and her face drops. Something seriously wrong, bro. She's listening intently, her eyes wide with shock, and it's clear this isn't good news. She clutches the phone, visibly shaken, and demands to know what happened. The tension is insane. Suddenly, she's blurting out Yona. She's clearly worried about our girl. Cut to Yongho on the phone, demanding to know what she truly wants, but he's playing a dangerous game. Gi's on the verge of a breakdown, practically screaming into the phone. This is a full-blown crisis. She's frantic, pacing, and her expression is pure panic. Something awful just happened. Yongho's still pressing, wanting to know what's going on, but Gi is completely losing it. Gi finally breaks down, and honestly, whatever she just heard must be devastating. Okay, so our boy's uncle is straight up fuming about Yona. He took her in when the family iced her out, and now she's apparently causing trouble. He's clenching his fists, seriously mad, and wondering why Gi is suddenly showing up after all these years. He's questioning why Gi suddenly cares, since she never bothered with Yona before, but then, knock knock, someone's at the door. His aide reports that Yona and Gi have been hanging out a lot lately, and even visiting each other's offices. This dude is not happy to hear that. You can see the gears turning in his head, and he's starting to connect some dots. He explodes, slamming his fist on the desk, wham, because something about this whole situation feels wrong, really wrong. He's convinced Yona is playing some kind of game, but we all know our boy isn't one to be messed with. He took her in when no one else cared, but now she's cozying up to Gi. No way that sits right with him. He's analyzing the situation, and honestly, this dude is about to unleash some serious mercenary skills on this drama. Okay, so the uncle picks up the phone and asks if the offer still stands, something about a deal he made before. He's all smiles, sounding super friendly on the phone, but his aide is watching him with serious side-eye. The uncle hangs up, then straight up says Yona is becoming an impediment, like she's getting in the way of his plans. He's practically glaring at the aide, and you can tell he's about to order something bad. The aide, a massive dude in all black, stands silently. He's clearly the enforcer, and he looks ready for action. The uncle is giving orders, and honestly, this dude is about to unleash some serious mercenary-level threats. He's telling the aide to cut ties with Yona and basically to make her disappear. It's getting dark fast. The aide doesn't even flinch, just nods. This guy is a professional, and he's taking orders without hesitation. But hold up, the uncle gets another call and his expression changes instantly, like he just heard some shocking news. He's frozen, completely stunned, and the aide is looking at him like, what the heck just happened? This is wild. Yona's all flustered, asking if he heard something, but our boy's already dismissing it. He's got gaming on his mind. He's telling everyone they're going gaming later, but his aide is giving him a serious look. Something's off. The aide glances at the woman, then explains Ijin isn't around today and is currently on duty with Team 2. The woman looks over, giving Ijin a long, assessing glance. She's definitely suspicious of our boy. She casually mentions Ijin's absence, but honestly, it feels like a veiled threat to the aide. The aide calmly explains Ijin is on duty, but his voice is tight. He's not buying her act for a second. Suddenly, a car speeds into the scene, causing a massive crash, total chaos on the road. It's a full-on collision, and our boy's aide immediately goes on high alert. Something is definitely happening. The woman's eyes widen in shock, and she's completely frozen. She's clearly connected to this mess. A car slams into another, and a shadow appears on the road. This isn't an accident, it's an attack. The aide asks if he can check Ijin's phone, saying he's off duty, but the woman straight up tells him to go ahead. She claims they're just sitting in the car trying to play it cool, but her expression says otherwise. She's hiding something. The aide grabs the phone and the woman's eyes narrow. She's definitely not happy about this. He opens Ijin's phone and a text from Daein pops up asking if Ijin will be home for dinner. Talk about awkward timing. But wait, as the aide reads the message, his face changes. Something about it throws him off. He glances up at the woman, then back at the phone, and you can see the gears turning in his head. He's connecting the dots. The woman tries to act unconcerned, but her eyes betray her. She's totally rattled. The aide stares intensely at her, then back at the phone, and it's clear he suspects she's behind the attack. He's got a steely gaze now, and honestly, she looks like she's about to crack under the pressure. This dude is a master of intimidation. He's got her cornered, and it's a total power move. Ijin stares at the woman, totally unreadable, and she's starting to sweat. She knows she's busted. She invites Ijin to dinner with the major, trying to play it off like everything's normal, but our boy isn't buying it. Ijin accepts with a simple "will do, ma'am," and the woman's face twists. She's furious, but hiding it well. She turns away, visibly annoyed, and bumps right into another agent. Awkward. This is getting good. Cut to 11 p.m. and Ijin's already back at his apartment. This dude moves fast, no way. He grabs his phone and starts snapping pics of the apartment. Seems like he's gathering evidence. He sends the photos to someone and the message says confirm the location. He's putting a plan in motion. Then he checks the time, 11:13 p.m., and his expression hardens like he's anticipating something. But here's the twist. The agent from earlier is watching Ijin's apartment from across the street. He's definitely involved. And honestly, this whole situation is about to explode. Ijin's about to unleash a world of pain. Ijin is seriously focused, eyes narrowed, and he's clearly bracing for something. This dude is all intensity. His phone blips with a message at 9:00 p.m., and it's a signal. Whatever he's been planning is go time. He's suddenly on high alert, looking towards the window. Bro is expecting company, and it's not a friendly visit. Ijin's clutching his phone, a serious expression on his face. He's ready to deal with whoever's coming, no doubt. We get another close-up of his steely gaze, and honestly, this is about to get messy. He's locked in. He's staring intently, and you can tell he's anticipating a fight. Our boy is a straight-up predator. Okay, so our boy is overseeing some kind of operation, looks like a raid, with a whole team spread out. His phone suddenly blips, interrupting everything, and he's clearly getting a secure message. He answers, looking all intense with that eye patch, and is immediately asked if the mission is complete. He confirms he arrived today and has already identified the target. Straight up a pro, this dude. But the person on the other end isn't satisfied. They want to know why it took so long to confirm. He's clearly annoyed, leaning back in his chair, and prepares to ask them a question of his own. Person on the other end cuts him off before he can speak, which is a bold move, honestly. He stares intensely, giving them the side eye, and it's clear this conversation isn't going well. He finally asks what they want, and the tension is thick. You can practically feel it. Whatever they want, it's clearly complicated, and our boy is not thrilled about it. He's hearing about 006 and 032 being killed in action, and bro is not happy. He's straight up seething. He's lamenting not finishing off someone himself, clearly holding a grudge against 001 for getting them into this mess. He's dialing a number, and you can tell from his expression this isn't a friendly call. He's laying out a threat, telling whoever's on the line that if anything happens to his remaining team, they're next. He's getting some pushback, and this dude doesn't appreciate being questioned. His grip on the phone is tightening. He's laying down the law, stating he'll handle things his way and demanding they trust him. He hangs up looking completely done, and the call triggers a memory of him stomping on someone. The flashback shows him brutally taking someone out, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He's remembering his old life, and it's clear the past is still very much present. He's back in the present, glaring, and says this situation isn't like dealing with them at all. He needs to eliminate 001 like now, and is radiating pure fury while saying it. Someone's snapping photos of him, and he's instantly on edge. He's clearly hiding something. A woman overhears the mention of 001 and realizes something is up with this dude. She spots him fiddling with something in his hand, and she's convinced Mad Dog is concealing info. Another guy is thinking the same thing, questioning if this is really 001. It's a total mind trip. We get a close-up of the woman and she's got a serious look on her face, clearly piecing things together. He's walking away looking roughed up, and it's obvious whatever just happened messed him up. He looks different, like a shadow of his former self, but also eerily familiar. She realizes this is the O01 she remembers, and it's a total bombshell. No way. But hold up, it's a flashback showing him looking exactly like O01, confirming her suspicions. She apologizes for not telling him sooner, saying she couldn't reach him while he's on missions. He's totally chill about it, knowing he's hard to get a hold of when he's deep undercover. But then she asks about Ijin, wondering how he's fitting in, and honestly, that's a little sus. The man beams, straight up bragging about how popular Ijin is with everyone he meets. However, she cuts him off, saying Ijin barely speaks when it's just the two of them. That's kinda weird, right? He laughs it off, saying Ijin is just naturally reserved, but she's not buying it at all. She's clearly sensing something off, and it's making her uneasy. The man keeps talking about how everyone loves Ijin, and it's getting on her nerves. She realizes the news came directly from GI, but why would she be the one to tell him? He's sorry he didn't share sooner, admitting he couldn't reach Ijin, and that's a huge red flag. She asks how they know each other, and this dude starts stuttering. Something is definitely up. He finally spills it. 3 years ago, Ijin helped him out on a business trip overseas. He claims 16-year-old Ijin was calm and dependable and helped him connect with his team. Apparently they played games, shared meals, and even exercised together. It sounds a little too perfect, right? But she's not falling for it. She straight up thinks they're hiding something and isn't buying his story. She says he sounds like a pre-recorded message, and honestly, she's spot on. He keeps talking, but she's zeroed in. They're definitely leaving out key details, and she knows it. She realizes they're both intentionally vague and refuses to accept his version of events. He continues, but she's already piecing it together, and her expression says she's figured out something major. She seems to be catching on to the fact that the man and GI are working together. She's playing it cool, smiling sweetly while asking about his grandpa and sister, but it's totally a setup. He answers, and she smoothly transitions into asking what he plans to do after graduation, a total curveball. He hasn't even thought about it yet, and she's clearly not buying it, giving him a skeptical look. Suddenly, her phone goes off. She claims it's an urgent call and excuses herself, but something feels off. She walks away, and the other guy's face drops, looking absolutely shocked by whatever just happened. He's clearly rattled, clutching his chin and staring after her. No way he expected that reaction. Her boy is still answering, but the other man isn't even listening, completely fixated on what's going on. She's playing them both, and it's brilliant. She's definitely figured out they're working together. She's got that "I know what you're up to" smirk, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Our boy Ijin and his squad are scoping out this creepy mansion, and things are already looking tense. Someone's fiddling with a can and it clicks open. It's a signal, and Ijin's boss is not happy about it. The boss is straight up shocked they sent one of the numbers on this mission, whatever that means. We get a glimpse of the guy giving the orders, and he looks intense to say the least. This other dude is giving off major villain vibes, smirking like he owns the place. The boss is clearly rattled but trying to play it cool, and honestly, it's not working. Okay, flashback time. This is where things get wild because it's about the numbers unit. They started with 1,000 recruits, but this was no ordinary training program. It was brutal. Years of hellish training and dangerous missions whittled those recruits down, one by one. But only 40 soldiers survived to become the numbers, and these guys were apparently something else. So the numbers were basically a secret force taking out obstacles for this guy Iron, and things were going well. But then their de facto leader, a renegade soldier, betrays them and chaos erupts. No way, the camp gets completely wiped out, and the remaining soldiers are scattered as solo agents. We cut to someone watching a massive explosion on a screen, and this dude is clearly enjoying it. This is messed up. Iron is ordering the deployment of these lone agents like they're disposable. And honestly, it looks like Ijin's about to get mixed up in whatever this whole situation is. Okay, so the city's under construction, and it's a total maze of scaffolding and fences. Our boy's scoping out the area, and it's giving off serious bad vibes, like something's about to pop off. This dude in charge is straight up menacing, with a cold stare and a creepy smirk. But he's looking at a screen. Is he watching Ijin? This is getting intense. Okay, so the guy in charge is questioning Ijin, wondering if Mad Dog somehow knew he survived. Intense. He's grilling Ijin about why 001, another operative, is still alive, but Ijin plays it cool, denying any knowledge. But this dude isn't buying it and straight up assumes Ijin is here for someone else in Korea. The guy figures Ijin's target must be in SW southwestern area, and honestly, he's connecting the dots fast. This dude's been waiting a long time and he's letting out a creepy little snicker. Something's about to go down. He reminisces about how much Ijin's presence has stirred up, but then says he should just kill him right now. No way, he's drawing his gun and it's a high-tech beauty with a laser sight. This is happening fast. He's lining up the shot and the tension is unreal. Ijin looks ready, but is he fast enough? Our boy is definitely ready. He's already moving to counter, but can he evade this surprise attack? This dude pulls the trigger, but Ijin's already a blur. He's deflecting the shot with his hand. What a savage. Ijin is getting thrown around like a rag doll, but he's somehow still managing to get up. He's dodging another shot, but the guy is relentless, firing again and again. This is crazy. Ijin grabs the gun midair, disarming the attacker with insane speed and precision. But the attacker isn't finished. He's pulling out a knife and lunging at Ijin. No mercy. Ijin is taking a hit, but he's countering with a brutal strike of his own thwack that sends the guy flying. The attacker's gun goes spinning through the air, and honestly, he looks totally stunned. Ijin's got a cut on his face, but he's already back on his feet, staring down the attacker. This dude is still trying to fight, but he's clearly outmatched, and honestly, he had it coming. Ijin delivers a final blow, and it looks like the attacker is completely out cold. Lights out. Now another guy is approaching, looking seriously unhappy. Looks like our boy's made a powerful enemy. Ijin grabs the new guy, and it's a full-on power move. He's holding him tight. But this dude is surprisingly strong. He throws a massive punch right at Ijin's face. Ijin takes the hit, but he's already spinning, using the momentum to launch a counterattack. No way. He unleashes a blinding blast of energy, sending the attacker reeling. It's like a shockwave. Ijin is relentless, following up with a flurry of attacks. This guy doesn't even have time to breathe. He's delivering a brutal kick, but the attacker manages to block it, for now, anyway. Ijin's still pressing the attack, but the guy's defense is surprisingly solid. It's a clash of titans. However, Ijin changes tactics, going for a precise strike to disable his opponent. That's cold. The attacker tries to retaliate, but Ijin dodges and lands a powerful blow, straight up devastating. He finishes with a final cutting strike. The guy is down and Ijin looks seriously focused. Ijin's got the attacker locked in a brutal headlock, and he's delivering a massive thud to the guy's temple. He throws the guy toward another attacker, creating chaos. It's a perfect setup, bro. Ijin spins and unleashes another energy blast, sending the second guy flying. No time to react. This dude is whirling around, a blur of motion, totally overwhelming his opponents. It's insane. Ijin connects with a powerful punch, but the attacker manages to block. It's a struggle for dominance. The attacker attempts a counter, but Ijin sidesteps, launching a swift, vicious strike. Ouch. He's slicing through the air with incredible speed, a pink energy blade extending from his hand. Whoa. The blade connects and the attacker goes down, collapsing with a slish, straight up brutal. Ijin stands over the fallen enemies, looking completely unfazed. Our boy is a monster. We jump right into the action. It's episode 95 of Teenage Mercenary, and things are tense. This woman, Sierra, is laying it all out for our boy Ijin. They were a ragtag group who survived some serious hell together. She says they all trusted Ijin, looked up to him, which is a lot of pressure for a teenager, honestly. Ijin's listening, but he's clearly processing something, and Sierra notices, asking what's wrong. Ijin drops a bomb. He neutralized the people who were sent after him under camp orders, but he didn't kill them. Sierra is straight up shocked, like jaw-droppingly shocked, asking what he's even talking about. Ijin keeps his cool, but you can see the weight of everything on his face, and Sierra is losing it. He explains further, and Sierra is completely reeling, questioning what he's saying. Ijin stares straight ahead, and you just know this is a huge turning point. No way this is going to end well. Ijin remembers pieces of his memory returning at the time. He's recalling something big, bro. He states that if it wasn't for 001, even if he hadn't killed them himself, they would have betrayed them all. Sierra is floored. She's asking if he's saying he regained his memory, and this dude doesn't even flinch. Flashback hits, and it's clear the changed look in Ijin's eyes is directly connected to regaining those memories. Sierra realizes Ijin has completely changed, like a whole other person, and it's seriously unsettling. Ijin says based on her questions, he knows she didn't send anyone after him, and Sierra visibly flinches. But here's the kicker, Ijin's memory is coming back, and it's not just flashbacks, it's a full-on transformation. He's seeing things differently now, and honestly, this is a side of our boy we haven't seen before. Sierra is desperately trying to figure out what's going on. She's asking what exactly he remembers. Ijin's got that cold, calculating look back, and you just know he's about to drop another truth bomb. Ijin's got a gun out now, and he's straight up calling out whoever sent those assassins. He's still infuriated. He's moving fast, dodging a blade aimed right at him, and honestly, this fight is about to explode. Ijin fires, hitting his target square in the chest, but the guy just falls back into shadows. He's dashing through the building, gun raised, and it's clear he's hunting someone down, no mercy. Ijin's racking the slide on his gun, chambering another round, and he looks absolutely lethal. Bang, he fires again, and this time someone goes flying, crashing through a bunch of boxes. More shots ring out, and the place is lit up with sparks. This dude is a one-man army. Ijin's taking damage, but he's barely flinching, and he's closing in on his target. It's brutal. He's got the guy pinned now, and it looks like he's about to deliver a serious beatdown. Ijin throws his opponent, sending him flying, and then he just disappears into the darkness. Ijin's on the phone, laying down the law. He's demanding to know who sent those assassins after him. He's meeting someone at a cafe, and honestly, the guy looks like trouble from a mile away. This dude is trying to play it cool, offering Ijin a deal, but our boy isn't buying it for a second. The guy reveals he's part of a group that wants Ijin's unique skill set. They've been watching him for a while. Ijin's face is stone cold, and he's straight up rejecting the offer. He doesn't need their money or their help. The man tries to sweeten the deal, mentioning Ijin's past and how they can fix things, but Ijin's already had enough. Ijin grabs the guy's wrist, and it looks like things are about to get physical. This is gonna be good. He's warning the guy to stay away from his family, and the tension is thick. You can cut it with a knife. The man's goons start to move, surrounding Ijin, but our boy isn't worried. He's ready for them. However, the man suddenly signals his crew to stand down. He's playing a long game, and it's creepy. Ijin's on a plane, looking super intense, and a woman across the aisle is trying to chill with headphones. A group of suited guys are staring daggers at Ijin, and honestly, they look like they're plotting something. The woman on the plane suddenly looks terrified, like she sees something we don't. No way, this is good. Cut to an old man in a fancy office, looking all powerful, and he's confessing he anticipated trouble getting into the munitions industry. He's got his hands clasped, looking smug, and a shadowy figure is standing behind him, definitely a bad sign. The old man's getting a close-up, and he's straight up admitting he's been planning this for a long time. We see the office from a distance, and it's creepy quiet. Something's about to go down. I can feel it. The old man reveals he anticipated complications, but he's totally unfazed. This dude is ice cold. Back on the plane, Ijin's still staring ahead, and the woman is now full-on panicking. What did she see? The old man's monologue continues, hinting at some serious power plays, and it's clear Ijin is in the middle of it. Ijin's sister is losing it, clutching her phone and wondering why 001 would do something so messed up. She wants to call him now, but she needs to know the reason before she confronts him. Smart move, sis. A man is walking towards her, and he reveals he neutralized anyone coming after her under camp orders, but he swears he didn't kill them. Ijin's sister is seriously questioning things. If 001 is telling the truth, then who killed those guys? And it's not just about that incident either. She realizes there's way more going on here than we know. She's got this cold, calculating look, a sinister smirk forming. Bro, this is getting intense. Ijin's sister is jolted by something, her eyes widening. Whatever she just realized, it's huge. She's staring at a door, looking totally focused, and a man in a baseball cap is approaching from behind. The man is smirking, and honestly, this feels like a trap, and Ijin's sister is walking right into it. Okay, so things are intense. They've lost contact with the unit Ijin sent out on a mission. It's nighttime and the boss is looking out the window, totally unfazed by the bad news. He's all calm about it, seeing they haven't been able to track down a key contact for a while now. The boss takes a sip of his drink, trying to reassure everyone there's no need to panic, but it's kinda sus. He's sipping again, and honestly, he looks way too relaxed for someone who just lost a team. Then we cut to a dark, concrete room. It looks like someone's being held captive, and it's not good. Guy is sitting on some crates, looking down at another dude tied up and covered with a blanket. The captive tries to drink something, but it looks like he's struggling, straight up choking on it. He's really struggling, and it's clear whatever they're forcing him to drink isn't water. This dude is clearly in a world of hurt, and Ijin is about to unleash some serious fury when he finds out. Ijin's getting info from the boss. Turns out 032, one of their guys, died recently. The boss says it's possible 032 was killed on duty, but who knows what really happened. Back in that concrete room, the guy with the blanket is still struggling. He's crushing the water bottle in his hands. No way, he's squeezing it so hard it's denting and cracking, and liquid is spraying everywhere. We get a close-up of Ijin's face, and this dude is furious. His eyes are narrowed and he's totally losing it. Ijin says 032 died not long ago, and he's suspicious. He thinks the same people who came after him might be responsible. The boss stays silent for a beat, and honestly, Ijin's stare could kill a man right now. Ijin's grip on that bottle is insane. It's completely crushed, and he's ready to explode. He's seething, and the boss is clearly realizing they've got a serious problem on their hands. Ijin's about to do something crazy, and I'm kinda scared for whoever messed with 032. Ijin is straight up losing it. He's demanding to know who killed 032, and the boss is trying to calm him down. But Ijin doesn't care about calming down. He's convinced someone in the organization is a traitor. He's accusing the boss of covering things up, and the tension is insane. You can cut it with a knife. The boss finally admits he knows more than he's letting on, and it involves a mysterious client. Ijin demands to know everything about this client, and the boss reluctantly starts to spill the beans. Apparently, this client is someone powerful who requested 032's services, and then 032 disappeared. The boss explains they thought 032 just went rogue, but now Ijin's suspicion is growing, and it's justified. Suddenly, Ijin's eyes glow red, and he activates some kind of visual mode. This is getting serious. He's scanning the room, and it looks like he's pinpointing someone, but who is it? Our boys found his target. It's the man who was questioning him earlier, and he's totally stunned. Ijin's laying down the law. He's convinced the camp will hunt anyone who faked their death, and it's brutal. He's ranting about the punishment getting worse since he left, and the boss is trying to reassure him, but failing. Ijin's not buying it. He demands to know what the boss is really talking about, and things get heated fast. The boss reveals the camp never stops hunting deserters, and Ijin's face is like stone. He's not happy. Turns out 032 is alive. He found Ijin after following the same trail, and they're sticking together now. The boss is completely blindsided. He thought 032 was gone for good. No way. Ijin's smirking, and it's kinda terrifying. He knew they were still out there. He's straight up snickering, and the boss is reeling. Ijin's got something up his sleeve for sure. Ijin's face is unreadable, but he's clearly thinking about something big, and the tension is killing me. And then he says it. They actually went and did it. What did they do? This is insane. Ijin's just standing there, drenched and looking like he's about to explode, but the boss is still trying to play it cool. He demands to know what Operation Nightingale is, and the boss is clearly stalling. This is getting good. The boss finally cracks and admits it was an assassination order, targeting someone Ijin knows, but who? It's Jiwoo. The boss claims she was a liability, but Ijin is seeing red. No way he's letting this slide. He's already making a move, grabbing his briefcase, and honestly, this dude is about to unleash hell. Ijin's turning on a dime, heading straight for the exit, and the boss is scrambling to stop him, but it's too late. He's completely focused, eyes locked on something, and you can practically feel the rage radiating off him. The boss tries to block his path, but Ijin just brushes him aside. This dude is a force of nature. He's striding away, briefcase in hand, and the boss is left speechless. Ijin's officially off the leash. Ijin's eyes are glowing with fury. He's going after whoever gave that order, and it's gonna be brutal. Ijin's on the phone, and someone asks if he was ambushed, like seriously. This dude confirms it was a full-on attack by professional assassins, right at his hideout. Ijin's asking how they figured out his route, and it's Jiwoo who answers. She's straight up accusing him. She says he gave her the job and she's the only one who knew where he was going, but that feels wrong. Ijin demands to know how she expects him to handle this, and she's dropping some serious accusations. Jiwoo claims he set her up knowing she'd be targeted, and honestly, this is getting messy. Ijin's not buying it. He's got that icy glare going, and he's not backing down. We get a quick flash of the assassin's arm covered in nasty wounds. Our boy left his mark. Ijin hangs up and his expression is pure fire. This isn't over, not even close. So, word on the street is they found a kid at the plane crash site, and he's the only survivor, in a coma, no less. Everyone's talking about bringing him back and actually treating him, which is kinda weird, right? Turns out they're planning to put him straight into training, but these guys are saying other recruits are dropping like flies. Sheesh, they're questioning how this kid's even gonna survive when even the experienced soldiers are failing. They don't care about the recruits. Honestly, it's a rough camp, and it feels like nobody's gonna make it out alive. We get a peek at the kid, and he's finally waking up, but he looks totally wrecked and exhausted. But our boy is pushing through, opening his eyes. He's got that determined look, like he's already plotting his next move. No way, they snatch the kid right off the cot, and he's totally caught off guard, bandages and all. This dude's getting yanked around like a rag doll, and it looks like he's about to tumble onto the floor. He crashes down hard, but our boy is already rolling, trying to get his bearings, instincts kicking in. He's scrambling to get up, but the attacker is right there, looming over him, decked out in camo. But hold up, the kid manages to get to his feet and flips the attacker, landing a solid hit. He's using the momentum to launch himself onto the roof, and honestly, that's a power move. The attacker tries to follow, but our boy is already making his escape, leaving him in the dust. The other soldiers are gathering below, looking up at the chaos. They're probably wondering what just happened. He's battered and bruised, but this dude is already assessing the situation, planning his next move. He's crashing back to Earth, and a huge, imposing figure is there to catch him, or maybe not. This dude's got a grip on our boy's arm, and he's not letting go, dragging him through the grass. But our boy isn't going down without a fight. He's twisting, trying to break free from the hold. The big guy is straight up furious, yelling about how our boy wasn't found soon enough. He claims the kid would be dead if they hadn't found him, and honestly, that's a little dramatic. But then he says this whole rescue wasn't a loss because they can start training him today. He's bragging about the money they spent on medical care, like it entitles him to immediate results. Our boy is still struggling, clearly not okay, but this guy just brushes it off as a side effect. The big guy's looming over him, and it's intense. He's definitely the type you don't want to mess with. He finishes with a threat saying this won't be a lost deal, and bro, that's a super creepy vibe. One of the soldiers is yelling about needing a proper initiation for new recruits. Can you believe it? Another soldier doubts our boy will even survive the initiation, and that's just rude, honestly. Then bam, they start testing him with some kind of medieval catapult, launching stuff at him. Our boy is getting absolutely pummeled, but he's still trying to get up. No way he's going down easy. They keep hitting him, bam, bam. It's brutal, but he's clearly tough as nails, taking the hits. He's face down in the dirt, bleeding, but they're just casually discussing if he's a kid and doesn't look good. Another catapult shot comes flying in, wham, and it looks like it's about to connect with our boy's head. But wait, one of the soldiers tries to stop it, reaching out. He's actually trying to help. However, it's too late. The projectile connects, and the soldier gets knocked back by the force. The other soldier is shocked, staring at what just happened, and things are getting seriously intense. This dude just unleashes a whirlwind of attacks, taking down the soldiers one after another. It's a blur. He's moving so fast, the soldiers are dropping like flies, completely overwhelmed by his skill. One soldier tries to cover his face, but our boy doesn't hold back, straight up dismantling the attack. Another soldier goes down, and the remaining one looks terrified, like he's realizing a huge mistake. He's standing over the injured soldiers, and honestly, it's a pretty intimidating sight. He's got one soldier pinned, demanding to know who gave the order. This is getting serious. The soldier tries to talk, but our boy cuts him off, pressing for answers right now. He's not messing around. He wants names, and he wants them fast. The soldier spills the beans about the commander ordering the attack, and our boy is not happy. He turns and starts running, and you just know the commander is about to face some serious consequences. He's got one soldier by the collar, demanding to know what's going on. This guy is furious. The soldier tries to explain he didn't hear the order, but our boy isn't buying it for a second. He grabs the soldier tighter, and seriously, this dude looks like he's about to pass out. Our boy is laying down the law, either talk or face the consequences, and it's not looking good for this soldier. The soldier finally cracks, blurting out the commander ordered the attack, and our boy is not pleased. He spins around, starting to move towards the commander's tent, and you can feel the tension building. He's moving fast and the commander sees him coming, but it's too late to react honestly. Our boy storms into the tent and the commander is trying to act tough, but he's clearly rattled. He's screaming at the commander, demanding answers, and this dude is not backing down. The commander is yelling back, trying to intimidate him, but our boy just stares him down, completely unfazed. It's raining cats and dogs, and our boy and a whole squad of recruits just finished some seriously brutal training. He's sizing up the recruits, a bunch of bruised and battered teens, and it's clear this wasn't a walk in the park. The commander singles out recruit 982, that's our main dude, and announces a code name change, 001. He's now in charge of the whole unit, which is insane considering he's a teenager, but honestly, he earned it. The recruits are still reeling, looking completely exhausted and beat up, but they are listening intently. Our boy stands tall, soaked to the bone, taking in the weight of his new responsibility. It's a serious moment. The commander lays it all out. 001 is now leading this unit, and the pressure is definitely on. But the recruits aren't just listening, they're looking at him with a mix of respect and, honestly, a little fear. He's got a tough job ahead, but this dude is a prodigy, and I have a feeling he's ready to take on anything. The commander orders them to bring up the injured recruit, and bro is clearly not happy about it. They drag the injured recruit forward, and he just flops onto the muddy ground. Ouch. The commander's got zero sympathy, declaring stragglers will still be executed, no excuses. One of the soldiers raises his gun, aiming right at the downed recruit, but this is getting intense. Commander stops him, calling the injured recruit a pathetic fool, straight up brutal. He's prepping to finish the job himself, and it's happening fast, no hesitation whatsoever. But just as he's about to pull the trigger, our boy steps in, grabbing the commander's arm. The commander is shocked, and the other recruits are completely frozen. This is a huge power move. Our boy's staring him down, and the tension is insane. This dude isn't backing down. The commander just glares back, radiating fury, and honestly, this is about to explode. Our boy stares down the commander, completely unfazed, and the other recruits are watching this go down. The commander's face is twisted with rage, and he spits out insults about how disrespectful this is. He claims they may have passed training, but making an example of our boy will set everyone straight. The commander's about to follow through on that threat, raising a hand to deliver a serious beatdown. No way, before anyone can react, someone grabs our boy and starts dragging him towards a vehicle. Our boy struggles, but they are relentless, and it's clear they're taking him somewhere against his will. The commander's still fuming, his jaw clenched, and he looks like he's about to explode with anger. Suddenly, a blade flashes out and jogs into someone's arm. It's brutal and super quick. Everyone's shocked and the scene is pure chaos, but it looks like our boy is the one doing the stabbing. Straight up, this is escalating fast, and I have a feeling things are about to get way more intense. Our boy is furious, and he's straight up ripping himself free from those guys holding him. He's reaching for something, a knife, and it looks like he's about to unleash some serious pain. No way, he's driving that blade into the arm of the guy who grabbed him, a brutal, swift move. The commander tries to intervene, but our boy is already spinning, swinging that knife like a pro. It's a whirlwind of blades, and honestly, the commander is getting sliced to ribbons. It's intense. He's disarming the other guys too, taking them down one by one with terrifying speed and precision. But wait, this dude isn't just fighting, he's systematically crippling everyone who tried to restrain him. The other recruits are frozen, watching in horror as our boy unleashes a flurry of attacks. He's a blur of motion, a lethal weapon, and it's clear this training exercise has become a massacre. A red energy beam slices through the air, and it looks like our boy is about to take things to another level. Our boy is unleashing a flurry of attacks, and it's absolute carnage. He's a whirlwind of blades. He slices through another attacker, but someone yells out that he's the most well-rounded recruit. He's going for another guy and this dude tries to block, big mistake, straight up getting cut down. But wait, another attacker charges, aiming a knife, and our boy dodges, spinning into a counterattack. No way, he slams into the attacker, disarming him, but then gets slammed back into the wall. This guy's going for a finishing blow, but our boy rolls, narrowly avoiding the blade. It's intense. He's back on his feet and he's driving his own knife into the attacker's shoulder. Brutal, but effective. Another attacker tries to get him from behind, but our boy anticipates it, twisting and slashing. He sends the attacker flying with a single strike, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He's leaving a trail of bodies, and it's clear this training exercise has become a total bloodbath. He's stepping forward, and it's clear he's about to unleash another attack. This dude is relentless. He's closing in on the recruit, taking measured steps, but the recruit tries to fight back, a total mismatch. The recruit is trying to look intimidating, but he's clearly injured and terrified. It's kinda sad, honestly. No way, our boy's blade flashes and there's a huge clash of metal. This is getting intense. Blade is coming down fast, but the recruit barely manages to block. It's a desperate defense. He's slicing again and again. The speed is insane and the recruit can barely keep up. The recruit gets a cut on his arm, but he's still standing. This dude has some serious grit. But our boy isn't impressed, thinking the recruit is nothing but a measly trainee. Total overconfidence. He's unleashing another flurry of attacks, dismissing the recruit as worthless, straight up brutal. He thinks he can just dominate this guy, but honestly, this feels like a mistake. No way, he slices through the guy's helmet like it's butter, straight up decapitates him. The other recruit sees what just happened and is completely frozen, total shock on his face. He's trying to process it, but our boy doesn't give him a second to think, swinging his blade again. He's cutting through the recruit's gear and blood is spraying everywhere. It's a total massacre. Okay, so our boy Ijin is at this fancy dinner with his grandpa and some intense lady, MS Choi. She's giving off major don't mess with me vibes. The table is loaded with food like a feast fit for a king. Seriously, there's enough here to feed a small army, but MS Choi is clearly unimpressed. MS Choi asks Ijin to help himself, but he's hesitant and she's straight up judging him. This dude's instincts are on high alert, you can feel it. His grandpa tries to play it cool, offering MS Choi a bowl, but she just stares daggers at Ijin. It's getting awkward fast. Ijin awkwardly reaches for a bowl and MS Choi's eyes follow every single move. She's analyzing him like he's a target, no way. He tries to hand the bowl to his grandpa, but MS Choi intercepts her grip tight. It's a power move and she's totally asserting dominance. The bowl clinks against her hand and she just glares at him. It's silent, but the tension is insane. Bro is officially being sized up. She's staring him down and honestly, it's a little unsettling. But then Ijin's grandpa and another woman start chatting, trying to defuse the situation. MS Choi still locked onto Ijin and she's clearly not buying whatever nice act everyone's putting on. This lady sees right through everything. Close up on her eyes and they are cold. She's sizing up Ijin and you just know she's planning something. This is gonna be good. His grandpa offers MS Choi a different dish if she doesn't like the first, but she's clearly not worried about the food. MS Choi's gaze locks onto Ijin and she's dissecting him with her eyes. This is intense, bro. Ijin tentatively reaches for a spoonful of the soup and MS Choi's eyes track every single movement. No pressure. He tries to pass the spoon to his grandpa, but MS Choi snatches it, asserting her control over the situation. The spoon clinks against her hand and her glare could cut glass. This is straight up a power play. She takes the spoon and tastes the soup and her expression doesn't change, making Ijin even more uneasy. Suddenly, the scene cuts to Ijin alone in the pouring rain, looking totally serious and focused. He's geared up in full tactical gear, blending into the shadowy forest. Our boy's back in mercenary mode. A group of figures emerges from the rain and Ijin's checking something on his spoon, looking determined. He's analyzing the substance on the spoon and it's clear he suspects something is off. This dude is on a mission. Ijin and his team are dashing through the forest, explosions rocking the trees behind them. It's a full-on escape. Ijin scans the area, realizing the explosion wasn't just a distraction, and something's definitely wrong with their intel. He's analyzing the residue on his spoon, confirming his suspicions. Someone deliberately sabotaged their mission. Back at the house, MS Choi casually tells Ijin's grandpa she's glad he's enjoying the food, but her smile is seriously unsettling. Grandpa reveals he and Ijin knew each other a long time ago, hinting at a shared past and a serious connection. The table's covered in side dishes, but Ijin's grandpa is totally focused on MS Choi and the tension is building. Ijin's grandpa seems to be probing MS Choi for information, but she's playing it cool. This is a battle of wills. MS Choi's eating with a strange, intense focus, and it's clear she's sizing up Ijin's grandpa, not the food. Ijin's grandpa casually asks if she knew about his grandson's abilities, and honestly, the questions are getting pointed. MS Choi just gives a knowing look, and bro, she's definitely hiding something massive. This is gonna explode. Ijin drops a bomb, that's his name, and he's revealing it to MS Choi straight up. He remembers she never knew his name, and then it hits him. He lost his memory back then. Ijin's grandpa and a woman are questioning him, and he explains she stayed with him, helping him through everything. Flashback time, young Ijin is kneeling in a dusty field, looking totally lost and alone. MS Choi, looking fierce with her hair in a ponytail, stands among a bunch of soldiers. She's taking care of our boy. She's training him, pushing him hard, even in the pouring rain, and Ijin is clearly struggling but determined. We see Ijin with a bandage on his arm, training alongside other kids. It's intense. Now they are older, geared up in tactical gear, and taking on some serious firepower. This was her life's work. Ijin's back to the present, looking serious, and he admits she shaped his whole life. But it's clear this revelation isn't just a sweet memory, it's a huge piece of the puzzle. Ijin's grandpa is squeezing MS Choi's hand and straight up declares if Ijin thinks she's family, then he does too. MS Choi looks stunned, her eyes wide. She clearly wasn't expecting that kind of acceptance. She's reeling, but then her gaze hardens, and she seems to be processing everything that's happened. Ijin's grandpa is laying it all out. He was with Ijin through everything, and that means a lot. MS Choi is lost in thought, remembering all the training, all the hardship, and Ijin's resilience. She's flashing back to a younger Ijin, covered in scrapes but still pushing himself during training. No way this isn't hitting her hard. Now she's remembering the missions, the danger, and how much she sacrificed to keep him alive. This is intense. But it's not just the past. She's realizing Ijin's grandpa sees her as family too, and it's changing everything. MS Choi finally breaks her silence, a small sound escaping her lips. She's clearly overwhelmed. She's staring intently at something or someone off-panel, and honestly, the tension is building to a crazy level. MS Choi starts moving, heading down the stairs while Ijin just stands there. Bro looks totally lost in thought. Ijin clenches his hand, and you can tell he's processing something major. It's like he's gearing up for a fight. MS Choi is staring right at Ijin, her expression unreadable, and honestly, it's kinda creepy. She suddenly grabs his hand and Ijin flinches. What is she planning, seriously? The door behind them creaks open and someone's there, but Ijin and MS Choi don't even notice. Classic setup. A guy straight up launches himself at Ijin, swinging a weapon, but our boy is fast. Ijin dodges the attack, sending the attacker stumbling, and MS Choi finally reacts. She's shocked. The attacker tries to recover, but Ijin lands a brutal blow, sending him flying, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin stumbles back, looking unsteady, and MS Choi is rushing forward. She's definitely taking charge now. So our boy's boss gets word he's found someone to take on a new task, whatever that is. His assistant asks if she should reach out to this person, and the boss gives the go-ahead. Things are moving fast. But the boss is straight up fuming, remembering how someone ignored his warnings for a long time. He declares it's time for this person's punishment, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The assistant confirms she'll make contact, but the boss is clearly plotting something major. However, he's convinced they expect him to be helpless without his help, and he's about to prove them wrong. He thinks this whole situation will actually work in his favor, and we all know that usually means trouble. We get a super close-up of his intense glare, and bro is seriously not messing around right now. He probably expects her to sit and wait, but he's about to show them just how wrong they are. And it's all gonna work out for him in the end. He's absolutely certain, a little too certain if you ask me. This woman in a coat is laying out a plan. She wants to get rid of someone named GI and take SW for herself. Cut to a nighttime scene, and our boy is telling someone he just came to check in before heading back to base. His friend asks what happened to their comrade, and he casually says he just returned home. But his friend isn't buying it. He's giving our boy the side eye like he knows something's up. Our boy insists everything's fine, saying his comrade is okay and won't bother MS. Sin again. He claims his comrade didn't know where the orders came from and that they just follow orders without question. However, he quickly adds that's not why he's here, and his friend looks seriously confused. He says he already explained everything over the phone, but his friend is clearly still suspicious. And honestly, that's a little sketchy, and I have a feeling this explanation wasn't the full story. He says he just came to see his friend before heading back, but it's clearly a lie. This dude is playing games. His friend remains silent, staring intently. He's definitely picking up on the deception. No way he's falling for it. Our boy claims he's done explaining and starts to walk away, but he's not getting off that easy. He turns back and straight up asks if his friend remembers what happened. It's a total power move. His friend confirms he remembers and addresses him as sir, which is intense to say the least. Our boy replies with a smooth well then. He's totally enjoying this and it's kinda creepy. He starts walking away again, leaving his friend on the bench. This dude is so confident, it's wild. He takes step after step, his shadow stretching out behind him, and it's giving major villain vibes. His friend looks up at him, and honestly, he looks completely resigned to whatever is happening. Our boy gives one last "I'll see you" before disappearing into the night. Something big is brewing, I can feel it. So the woman in the car reveals the guy he met with returned to his post this morning. Talk about a quick turnaround. She confirms they met earlier and then drops a bomb. She knows he left at the crack of dawn. She's clearly suspicious, stating he spent his entire vacation with her despite her attempts to push him away. What a situation. This dude in the backseat finally speaks up and straight up admits he was there. No denying it now. He's got this cold stare and it's super unsettling. This conversation is getting intense fast. We get a close-up on his eyes and they're practically glowing. Something's definitely off about this guy. He's just sitting there looking all calm and collected, while the woman's clearly reading into everything. The tension is unreal. Our boy's face is stoic, but you can tell he's enjoying her reaction. He's a master manipulator, honestly. She's getting more and more frustrated, and he's just unfazed. This dude is ice cold. He's completely shutting her down with his silence, and she's left to stew in her own suspicions. What a power play. So the guy in the car reveals the SW family has always lived with threats hanging over their heads. It's just their life. He points out learning about the assassination attempt so soon after those incidents would be really jarring for her. He straight up says a hired killer is way more serious than just threats or kidnapping. No kidding. Suddenly, Ijin's friend appears looking annoyed and asks why he isn't at school today. Classic teenage stuff. They're trying to figure out who ordered the hit, but they'll need to stay on high alert for a while. This is getting intense. The woman asks what he's been doing, and he just doesn't respond. This dude is playing mind games. She presses him again, but he remains silent. He's letting her sweat, honestly. He finally breaks the silence with a simple, "Oh, well," talk about a dismissive response. She asks him what that even means, and our boy just stares back. The tension is building. He just gives her a look and she's clearly not satisfied. This is a power move, no way. They're speeding through the city in a black car, and honestly the tension is insane. The woman is chuckling, saying Ijin actually sounds like a teenager for once. A little backhanded, but okay. Car pulls up to a massive modern building, the SW Group headquarters, no doubt. Inside they're grabbing takeout and soda, but it's a super messy, lived-in scene, like they've been at it for hours. Someone's scrolling through photos on their phone, and it's a picture of the woman. She's definitely the focus of their investigation. The car is going fast and a traffic light is red, but they just barrel right through, straight up reckless. Another traffic light is red, and the driver slams on the brakes. Close call, bro, close call. Ijin's friend is clutching a can of soda, looking stressed. He's probably wondering why he's in the middle of all this. They're looking at the SW Group building, and it's huge. This is a serious operation. The woman is staring intensely at the photo on the phone, and Ijin is just watching her. This is getting good. The woman realizes the photo she's looking at is of Jin's mom, and Ijin immediately tenses up. Bro, She explains the mom was a key figure in SW group but then disappeared years ago. However, Ijin straight up cuts her off, demanding to know everything about the investigation. 032 drops a bomb on Ijin. SW Corp, the company he's connected to, is looking for a hitman. 032 digs deeper, trying to protect Ijin, and discovers SW made contact with an assassin. He shows Ijin a photo of the assassin they were trying to hire, and honestly, it's a total shocker. Ijin's face falls, he clearly recognizes her, and it's not a good sign. Turns out this woman wasn't just any assassin, she was working for a very specific, powerful man. We get a quick glimpse of the woman with some shady figures, confirming she's deep in the underworld. Ijin is visibly shaken, processing the information and trying to figure out what this means for him. 032 reveals they tracked her movements and discovered who she's connected to. It's a major player. The reveal is intense, and Ijin is clearly reeling from the news, trying to piece everything together. And just like that, we're left on a massive cliffhanger as 032 drops the name of the man she was working for. 032 explains they need solid proof Yong-ho Sin gave the order, so he sends 005 to find it. He figures people covering their tracks will save evidence, and 005 is already hacking into the system. 005 is a total pro, downloading the file, fingers flying across the keyboard, and it's all happening so fast. He connects his phone to the laptop, transferring the data, and it's a clean, quick operation. The file is secure, and 005 reports back it's done, but honestly this feels way too easy. We cut to a shadowy figure in a hallway, and this person is definitely watching 005. The figure is grabbing something, looks like a flash drive, and things are about to get messy, bro. 005 thinks he's in the clear, but this dude is already slipping the flash drive into the laptop. No way, he's uploading something to the laptop, likely a virus or something equally bad. The figure delivers the final message, it's done, and straight up vanishes into the shadows. 005 is heading back to Ijin, thinking he crushed it, but this dude is about to get a rude awakening. 005 tries to open the file, but it's corrupted, totally scrambled. He's confused, but it's a trap. He checks the system logs, and no way, someone remotely accessed the laptop and altered the data. 005 realizes he's been played, and for a second he's completely frozen, staring at the screen. He's trying to figure out who did it, but then the elevator doors slide open, and it's the masked woman. The masked woman is standing right there, and 005 is clearly rattled. This is getting intense. She tries to close the laptop, but it opens by itself. The virus is activating, seriously. The masked woman is like, it's done, and straight up pulls out a weapon, aiming it at 005. 005 tries to react, but the masked woman is too fast, and the elevator doors are closing in on him. Ijin walks away, leaving 005 to whatever fate awaits, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin's chilling, looking at old photos, seems like he's reminiscing about his grandfather, which is sweet. An older man arrives and straight up tells Ijin he envies his grandfather. That's a weird flex, bro. Ijin's got this intense stare, and you can tell he's processing something big. He's not amused. He's at his computer, headphones on, looking focused, but it's a cover. Our boy is always plotting. A suited-up guy is asking about Ijin, wondering why he's there alone, suspicious much. The assistant tries to send Ijin away, but the suited guy stops her. He's curious what Ijin wants. No way, the guy orders them to bring Ijin in. He wants a face-to-face, and Ijin's about to deliver. The suited guy's smug, but Ijin's got this icy look that says you have no idea what's coming. Ijin's already several steps ahead, and the man is about to learn he messed with the wrong kid. He's playing it cool, but Ijin is about to unleash chaos. This is gonna be good. Ijin and his companion enter the office, and the door slams shut behind them with a dramatic clack. This chairman looks down on Ijin, ordering him to sit, but doesn't believe Ijin's assistant even knows him. The chairman questions what brings Ijin all the way here, and Ijin's expression is pure ice. He's not giving anything away. Ijin settles onto the couch, radiating confidence, while the chairman studies him with a skeptical gaze. The chairman is on the phone, and he's clearly impressed with whoever he's talking to, a total power move. He smirks, looking directly at Ijin, but bro is about to realize he's dealing with a whole different level of player. The chairman asks what Ijin wants, and our boy is about to lay it all out. This is gonna be a showdown. Ijin's expression doesn't change, but you can tell he's already 3 steps ahead, and the chairman is walking into a trap. Chairman seems pleased, but it's a fake. Ijin is about to flip the script on this dude. Close up on the chairman's eyes, and straight up he looks concerned. This is just the beginning. The chairman's assistant is totally lost, asking what's going on, but the grandfather doesn't even acknowledge her. The chairman straight up accuses Ijin of hiring someone to kill Gi, and Ijin's family member is shocked, jolted even. But Ijin denies it, claiming there's no way he'd harm his own sister, and honestly, that's a solid alibi. The chairman demands proof, and his assistant looks on, clearly questioning everything she thought she knew. Ijin's grandfather is still on the phone, cool as a cucumber, and he casually tells whoever's on the other end to come now. This dude thinks he's in control, but Ijin's already got him cornered. The power dynamic is shifting fast. The chairman's assistant is starting to realize something's seriously wrong, and Ijin is just watching it all unfold. Ijin remains stone-faced, but you can tell he's the one pulling the strings. This is a masterclass in manipulation. Okay, so our boy is in a tense meeting with some higher-ups, and things are already weirdly quiet. This woman, she's a total badass. She's seriously questioning why all communication lines went dead, and she's not happy. Suddenly, she's grabbing a gun, straight up pulls it on this blue-haired dude who just walked in, no hesitation. Everyone's losing it. The other guy is yelling what she's doing, but she's already aiming. It's chaos. She explains all communication signals were fine when she brought the blue-haired dude here. Something's definitely off. But she's pointing out that there's no reasonable explanation for the complete comms blackout. Everyone's offline. The guy in the suit is demanding to know what she's aiming for, but she's clearly seeing something we aren't. This dude thinks he's safe, but the woman is already pulling the trigger. It's a full-on ambush. Our boy is looking totally unfazed, which honestly is kinda creepy even for him. However, everyone is freaking out, demanding to know what's happening. This situation is escalating fast. The guy in the suit is yelling at the woman with the gun, demanding answers, but she's totally locked in. No way, she's firing, straight up blasting the guy in the suit, and it's happening fast. Our boy is moving like lightning fast. He's dodging the gunfire and heading toward the door. He's bursting through the door, and for some reason, he's running right toward a shadowy figure. This dude with the hood is holding a gun too. It's a complete ambush, and our boy is walking right into it. The hooded figure fires, but our boy is already moving, dodging the shots with insane reflexes. More gunfire erupts. It's a full-blown shootout, and this dude is weaving through the bullets like it's nothing. The woman with the gun is still firing, covering our boy as he closes in on the hooded figure. He's right on top of the hooded figure now, and honestly, this guy didn't even see it coming. Bang bang, our boy is unloading on the hooded figure. It's over fast and brutal. Our boy is sizing up the hooded figure, and this dude looks seriously intense, like a total pro. The hooded figure recognizes someone and blurts out, "You're from that," but doesn't finish the sentence. He's getting a closer look, and honestly, the hooded figure's eyes are kinda creepy, glowing almost. The hooded figure throws a punch, but our boy dodges it. This fight is about to get real. He counters with a brutal blow, sending the hooded figure flying, and that's a heavy hit. The hooded figure tries to retaliate, but our boy is too quick, dodging another attack. He lands another punch straight to the face, and the hooded figure goes down hard. This is a beatdown. Our boy is relentless, continuing the assault. This dude isn't messing around. Another punch connects, and honestly, the hooded figure is totally outmatched. It's kinda sad. He delivers one final, devastating blow, and that's gotta hurt. This fight is officially over. He's absolutely pummeling the hooded figure, but the dude manages to block a blow. No way. The hooded figure throws a kick, but our boy deflects it and delivers a lightning-fast counterattack. He's relentless, slamming another punch into the hooded figure's face, sending him stumbling backwards. The hooded figure tries to fight back, but our boy is too quick, dodging every single attack. It's insane. He lands a brutal uppercut, and the hooded figure goes flying, crashing into something. Ouch. Our boy keeps the pressure on, delivering a final, devastating blow. This dude is getting wrecked. The hooded figure finally collapses, tumbling to the ground. It's over, right? Wrong. Suddenly, a guy with a gun bursts in, pointing it right at our boy. Talk about bad timing. The hooded figure, barely conscious, shouts a warning about that year. What's that about? But the gunman doesn't care and straight up fires, and our boy is dodging like a pro. This is chaos. The gunman is losing it, screaming about never going back to Korea and threatening to kill him if he doesn't leave. Someone else is listening and they're furious. They vow to not hold back next time this happens. This other guy is seriously intense, clutching a gun and declaring this person will not be taken away. He's convinced he will let up since he ordered a hit on GI, but he's also worried about being locked away. But he's absolutely determined. He's endured too much to give up now, not when he could have had it all. He's gripping that gun so tight, knuckles white, and straight up aims it at someone. This is escalating fast. Our boy steps forward with the hooded figure and the gunman flinches, but it doesn't stop him from yelling. He's shouting he'll kill them both, and honestly, that's a pretty clear threat. Our boy is walking forward determined while the hooded figure stays close behind. They're not backing down. Gunman raises his weapon and this dude is about to pull the trigger. No way this ends well. Our boy grabs the gunman's arm, stopping the shot. This dude moves fast. He wrenches the gun away, but the hooded figure is already getting pummeled. Seriously, it's happening so fast. The hooded figure yells out and our boy straight up throws a punch and connects hard. He's unleashing a flurry of blows and the gunman is reeling. This is a brutal takedown. But the hooded figure isn't letting up, grabbing the gunman's injured arm. He's not messing around. Our boy lands another devastating punch and the gunman is clearly outmatched, and honestly, he had it coming. He snatches something from the gunman's hand, looks like a phone, and is checking it immediately. The gunman is down, clutching his face, and our boy is already analyzing the phone. This is intense. Okay, so this lady is straight up laying into her dad, demanding answers about the engagement. She's asking why he even had her get engaged, and her dad's like, it was for SW munitions. Apparently, SW needed a military family's influence to get into the munitions game. Sounds sketchy, right? But her dad's acting like that was ages ago and they're past it now, trying to downplay everything. He says SW munitions is still developing, but the biggest hurdles are cleared, so now what? Uh-oh. She's not buying it for a second, demanding to know if this has something to do with Yongho. Her dad avoids eye contact and confirms he heard Yongho stepped down and disappeared. Major red flag. And honestly, she's putting it all together, realizing this whole engagement was a setup from the start. She's getting angrier and the dad is just there, offering no real explanation for any of this. She's calling him out and bro, this is about to explode. You can feel the tension building. The chairman's all, we gotta take drastic action to protect the company, super serious. The woman just stares him down, completely unimpressed with his sudden concern. She tells him to make all the arrangements. Sounds like she's taking charge and fast. A man in a suit walks into the room, and honestly, the vibe is instantly tense. Another man enters, then another. It's like a secret meeting is assembling. And then a third man appears. This dude has silver hair and looks incredibly dangerous. The silver-haired man's face is partially hidden, but you can tell he's plotting something. A fourth man arrives, completing the quartet of shadowy figures. What's the plan? The chairman's looking at this crew, and he's clearly hoping they can fix everything. However, the silver-haired man's expression says he's got his own agenda. This is gonna be messy. She's laying out her plan, and it's all about everything falling into place. She's got a vision. She's in her office looking all-powerful, and the scene cuts to a fancy building. Something's up. This woman, MS Sin, is introduced, and she's straight up intimidating, a total boss. She meets with a shocked man named Hamshin Kang, announcing herself with a smooth introduction. MS Sin and Kang share a moment over coffee, but Kang looks super uncomfortable. Something's definitely off. Another man enters looking panicked and begs to be ignored. This is getting wild. MS Sin assures him she'll stay if he feels unsafe, but her expression says she's not worried at all. She's totally playing this guy, and the whole situation is a setup. No way he knows what's coming. MS Sin casually announces they need to leave for the next appointment, her face unreadable. However, she's clearly thinking something else entirely. This woman is a master manipulator. The driver's all respectful, calling MS Sin ma'am, she's clearly in charge here. They're cruising down the highway stuck in traffic, but MS Sin doesn't seem fazed at all. She grips the car's handle looking intense. Something's about to go down, you just know it. MS Sin stares out the window, a steely glint in her eye, and she's clearly sizing up the situation. Her gaze narrows, she's locking onto something, and it's not good for whoever it is. The silver-haired guy in the back seat is looking worried and asks, "Yes, ma'am." He senses the tension. MS Sin asks what kind of person the major is, and the question feels loaded. She's fishing for info. She's still staring out the window, totally focused, and this whole ride is giving off major predator vibes. Her eye is close up and you can see she's calculating everything. This woman doesn't miss a thing. They're all in the car, tense as anything, and you just know this isn't a friendly trip. Our boy is laying it all out. He says this major is genuinely good and someone he trusts most. MS Sin gives him a look and straight up asks if someone as stiff as him really talks like that. He's caught off guard, questioning what she means. This woman is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. MS Sin's eyes narrow and she's got this chilling smile. She's definitely hiding something big. She casually starts fiddling with her phone, but it's clear she's not browsing cat videos. This is a power move. No way she's ordering someone to shut down all access to a certain location, cutting off escape routes. The silver-haired dude is getting seriously worried. He knows MS Sin is about to unleash chaos. She's still smiling, totally in control, and it's honestly terrifying. This woman is a force of nature. MS Sin's hands are clenched around the phone, and she's giving off major "don't cross me" energy. But things are about to get real. She's making moves, and our boy is caught right in the middle. They roll up to the base. Loyalty, honor, triumph is plastered everywhere, super intense. The major's got the South Korean flag flying high, and "make the impossible possible" is the motto. Talk about pressure. Ijin's old squad greets him, all smiles and asking if he's okay. They clearly missed this dude. He gives a polite update, but they quickly steer the conversation to a woman. Apparently, the major's got a girlfriend. The guys are losing it over the major dating, but they're also low-key jealous. It's a whole mood. One of them straight up asks Ijin if he's dating too, and the glare he gets is legendary. Ijin shuts that down immediately. Bro isn't sharing his secrets, and honestly, good for him. Okay, so things are heated. A car screeches up, and it looks like someone's about to get a serious visit. Ijin is clearly rattled, staring out the window, and you can tell something bad just went down. A woman in a trench coat arrives, and bro, she's got that "I'm about to drop a bomb" vibe. She meets with a stern-looking military officer, and the tension is instantly cranked to 11. The officer starts questioning her, but she doesn't seem fazed at all. She's totally in control. He asks if she understands the situation, and she just calmly says she does, which is kinda creepy, honestly. The woman seems to be assessing the situation, and it's clear she's connected to whatever mess Ijin is in. The officer is giving her a hard stare, but she doesn't flinch, maintaining that cold composure. She's clearly sizing up the officer and whatever he knows, and it's a total power play. She finally gives him a knowing look, and you just know this conversation is far from over. The woman straight up tells the officer he'll regret messing with her if he cancels anything. He's not backing down, though. He says he'll bring it up with his family when the time is right. She gives him a look, and honestly, it's ice cold. She's clearly not used to being challenged. Suddenly, Ijin is on the phone, and he's rushing to stop his dad from doing something foolish. He knows whatever's going on is huge, and he can't let his dad take the fall for it. Ijin is clearly stressed, staring out the window, and it's obvious he's piecing things together. The woman is still calmly observing the officer. She's playing a long game, and it's kinda scary. She's assessing the situation, and it's clear she's connected to whatever mess Ijin is in. Ijin's on the phone, and you can tell he's desperately trying to control the narrative. This dude is way in over his head. No way he can fix this by himself. Ijin is laying down the law on the phone. He already told his dad everything, and he's heading back now. The officer is losing it, questioning why Ijin would even tell his dad about this. He wants to control the story. Ijin calmly explains he saw exactly what was coming, and he's not letting anyone take the fall for this mess. But the officer is still fuming, ranting about foresight and how Ijin can't possibly lead the company like this. The woman on the phone is unbothered, telling Ijin he did good. She's playing it cool, but something's off. Ijin's expression shifts. You did good, and you can tell he's realizing this isn't his dad's reaction at all. He stares at his reflection, and it hits him. This isn't like his dad at all. She's looking away, and bro, her face is totally giving off "I'm hiding something" vibes. Ijin's staring out the window, and it's clear he's putting the pieces together. This is getting intense. However, she's clearly not telling the whole truth, and Ijin is about to unravel everything. The woman on the phone demands the files on Mr. Choi right now, and Ijin is totally playing along. But someone is grabbing at Ijin, a shadowy figure trying to restrain him, and it's intense. Ijin staring right through her, realizing she's been manipulating everything, and it's a cold look. She's trying to act innocent, but Ijin is connecting the dots, and this is a full-blown reveal. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, the director is losing it, furious she acted without telling him. He demands to know what's going on, and his assistant confirms she requested the files on Choi. The director is absolutely seething, and you know this isn't going to end well for anyone involved. He's yelling about Mr. Choi, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The assistant confirms Mr. Choi is on his way, and the director is just radiating pure rage. However, the director is trying to appear calm, ordering his assistant to respond, a classic power move. Major Kang is straight up drowning his sorrows at the bar, looking totally wrecked, poor guy. He's slamming back drinks, and it's clear something big is eating at him, but what is it? This dude lights a cigarette looking completely defeated, and honestly, we've all been there. Jin's buddies are gossiping, thinking King got dumped. They have no clue what's actually going on. Kang keeps drinking, looking more and more haunted, and Ijin is just watching him, stone-faced. He finally finishes his drink and the sound echoes. It's super tense, bro. Kang grabs another bottle, looking like he's about to spiral, but Ijin isn't letting him wallow. Ijin asks him what happened, and Kang finally starts talking. It's about the mission, of course. Kang admits he messed up, and it's a huge weight off his chest. He's finally opening up. He confesses he couldn't save someone, and Ijin's face, it's unreadable, but he's listening. Ijin's chilling in a fancy room, looking all suave when a woman suddenly appears, out of nowhere. She's totally checking him out, saying he looks even better in person, and Ijin is visibly thrown. He's clearly confused, asking huh, and she just straight up says hello with a sly smile. Another guy walks in looking concerned, and Ijin's face is priceless. He's totally caught off guard. This dude thinks he's being smooth, but Ijin is already mentally calculating escape routes. Ijin silently thinks, damn it, just my luck, then chugs his drink like it's going out of style. He's trying to act normal, but the woman is relentless, and this whole situation is getting seriously awkward. But Ijin is already planning his exit, and honestly, we're all feeling his pain right now. It's late, almost 9 p.m., and our boy is clearly waiting for something to happen. You can feel the tension. His mom is worried about his dad's quick decision, but she doesn't think it'll go this far, honestly. But then her phone rings, it's the major, and she looks straight up terrified by the call. She's clearly shocked, but our boy calmly tells her not to worry, like it's nothing. However, a notification pops up on his phone, and it's Hamshin Kang. No way, this can't be good. The mom asks the major, and you know this call is about to change everything. She's clearly stressed, and for good reason. The major is a seriously dangerous dude. She's receiving some kind of message, and it's throwing her for a loop. She's getting flashbacks to his dad making a quick decision, and she's regretting it now. And just when you think it's over, her phone keeps buzzing with incoming calls from the major. His dad is laid out on the bed, completely out of it, and someone clearly messed him up bad. His mom is checking her phone, getting updates, and honestly, she's losing it right now. She's showing him pictures on her phone, and it looks like his dad was set up, a total betrayal. His dad's business partner is on the phone, and he's claiming the deal failed, straight up lying though. But our boy is already way ahead of it. He heard everything and isn't buying it for a second. He's looking out the window at the city, and it's clear he's planning something huge. This is getting intense. The partner is still on the phone trying to play it cool, but our boy's dad isn't having any of it. This dude is demanding answers, and he's not afraid to threaten. This is escalating fast. The partner is getting desperate, and he's reaching for something under the table. No way, this is good. He pulls out a gun, but our boy's dad is already on him, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Partner's goons surround our boy's dad, and it's clear they are about to jump him. Total ambush. But the partner's head of security steps forward, apologizing and claiming he left it to the boys. Sketchy. Then bam, a fist connects with the partner's face, sending him flying, and it's a brutal hit. The room erupts in chaos as our boy's dad unleashes a flurry of attacks, taking down goon after goon. He's absolutely dismantling everyone, and honestly, these guys didn't stand a chance against this level of skill. The partner is down, spitting blood, and he's screaming at our boy's dad, calling him a piece of shit. His dad doesn't even flinch, he's straight up furious, accusing the partner of setting him up. He claims he let the partner's thugs handle some business and is calling him out for thinking he's a chump. We get a super close-up of his dad's face and his eyes are burning with rage. This is intense. The entire room is bathed in red as his dad's fury overwhelms the scene. It's a total power move. His dad slams his phone onto the table, straight up losing his cool, and it's a thud. He declares he's not someone to be relied on, and honestly, it's a super intense vibe. But then his daughter arrives, interrupting the tension. She's got a serious look on her face. She asks what he's doing there so late, and the sound of her heels clicking is kinda creepy. She presses him about when he's coming home, and it's clear she's not happy with his late hours. He tries to brush it off with a smile, but his expression is definitely forced. Something's up. She's not buying it though, and her face hardens. She's demanding answers, and he knows it. She's asking him why he's even bothering with this, and it's a pointed question. However, he just stares back silent, and the tension is building. It's a total standoff. She's clearly frustrated, and her eyes narrow. This conversation is about to get real. His daughter straight up tells him to stop adding to his burdens, and our boy is not having it. She insists he doesn't have to shoulder those burdens, but then drops a bomb. He's ignoring his kids. She accuses him of only caring about SW management failing to follow orders, and it's a serious burn. He tries to defend himself, saying a leader has to be tough, but it sounds weak even to him. However, she cuts him off, declaring he shouldn't compromise for sentimentality. She's ruthless. She says it's not about feelings, but about his actions being a liability to the company. Cold. She stares him down, and honestly, this woman is terrifyingly composed. He asks what she means, and she replies it's probably from his years abroad. Ooh, a backstory hint. She believes he's seriously underestimating his family, and it's a major accusation. But he just stares back, completely speechless. The tension is unreal, and this dude is rattled. She apologizes for disappointing him, but then drops the bomb. She has no intention of taking his advice. He tries to call her out, saying she needs more experience, but she fires back immediately. She explains he's been speeding through success his whole life and hasn't faced real opposition. She says because of that, he's never gone against anyone more powerful than himself. Ouch, a low blow. He demands to know why he should listen to her, and honestly, he looks genuinely offended. She just stares out at the city, a slight smirk playing on her lips. This woman is playing chess, not checkers. Our boy Ijin is on a rooftop looking rough, but he's trying to push through it. He's clearly sick, stumbling around, and someone is checking in on him. This dude Jinwoo asks if Ijin is okay, pointing out he's been looking unwell all day. Ijin tries to brush it off, but Jinwoo isn't letting it go. He's worried about his friend. Ijin's face is a mess, and Jinwoo's getting more concerned, like seriously worried. Suddenly, someone grabs Ijin, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin swings back hard, connecting with a wham that sends the attacker flying. The attacker goes down, a full-on flop, and Ijin's clearly not messing around. Another punch lands with a BAM, and Ijin is straight up unleashing a whirlwind of pain. No way, Ijin's going all out, and this fight is about to get intense fast. Ijin's opponent is down, but he's not finished. He's demanding all of Ijin's rations straight up. Ijin's eyes go dark, and he's clearly about to snap. This is getting intense. No way, Ijin grabs the guy, and it looks like he's about to break his arm. The attacker crumples, and Ijin just walks away, leaving him there. He staggers past, and Jinwoo looks shocked at what just went down. Jinwoo's thinking Ijin's smart for handling it, but honestly, it's terrifying. Close up on Jinwoo's face, he's covered in dirt, looking totally wrecked. Ijin is still pushing through, and he's seriously hurt, but he won't let it show. Ijin is a machine, bro. He's got a whole other level of pain tolerance. Ijin's in the bathroom, totally wrecked, and he's trying to clean up the damage. It's rough, bro. He's washing his face, and we get a glimpse of just how beat up our boy is. This is bad. Ijin's walking with Jinwoo and Yujian, but he's clearly hurting. He's trying to play it cool, though. Yujian asks if he's okay, and he just brushes it off, saying he's fine. Classic Ijin, hiding the pain. Yujian doesn't buy it for a second, and she gives him a worried look. She's definitely onto him. They're walking toward class, and Yujian tells Ijin he should head there. She's trying to get him to rest. Ijin keeps walking, ignoring her, and Jinwoo awkwardly trails behind. This is getting tense. They arrive at classroom 3-2, and it's like the world slows down. Something's about to happen. You can feel it. Ijin tries to act normal, but Yu Jiang's stare is intense, and she's clearly questioning everything. Yu Jiang's face is unreadable, and she's seriously concerned about Ijin. This is not good at all. Ijin's trying to act normal with the group, but Yu Jiang is totally focused on him. She's suspicious. Yu Jiang suddenly grabs Ijin's hand, checking for injuries. She's not letting this go, no way. Ijin flinches at her touch, and you can see he's seriously uncomfortable. He's trying to hide it, but it's obvious. Yu Jiang's eyes narrow as she examines his hand, and she's clearly seen something. She knows he's hurt, bro. She pulls his hand closer, inspecting every inch, and Ijin's face is a mess of pain and surprise. This is intense. Ijin tries to pull away, but Yu Jiang holds firm. She's determined to figure out what's going on. She finds a cut on his hand, and her expression shifts from concern to anger. She's mad he didn't tell her. Yu Jiang's voice is icy as she demands to know what happened, and Ijin's cornered. He's in trouble now. He tries to brush it off as a small injury, but Yu Jiang isn't buying it for a second. She sees right through him. Yu Jiang's face is inches from his, and she's seriously questioning him. This dude is about to get grilled. Ijin apologizes, but Yu Jiang is checking if he has a fever. She's seriously worried now. She says his forehead is burning up, and the others freak out, thinking he's sick. Ijin tries to downplay it, but Yu Jiang isn't having it, and everyone starts rushing toward him. He's clearly trying to avoid attention, and just stares ahead as the group closes in. Suddenly, a ton of men in suits burst into the hallway. Total chaos erupts, bro. They're headed straight for Ijin, and the scene is pure pandemonium. What is going on? Ijin's hands are clenched tight, and he looks absolutely exhausted. This is a bad situation. The men surround Ijin, and he's clearly bracing for a fight. This is about to go down. Ijin's breathing heavily, and his knuckles are white. He's trying to stay calm, but it's failing. However, it looks like they are there to protect him, not attack. Wait, what? One of the suited guys offers Ijin water and asks if he's okay, but our boy just takes the bottle. Ijin insists he's fine to the man, but he's clearly hurting. He's trying so hard to hide it. He says he's fine again, but another guy straight up tells him he doesn't look it. This dude sees right through him. Ijin's getting cornered, and he's trying to maintain that stoic face, but his exhaustion is showing. He's totally shutting down, barely responding, and the men are exchanging worried glances. Something's off. But then another man in a tracksuit steps forward. He looks like he's in charge and is giving Ijin a serious look. The leader assesses Ijin, and honestly, it's kinda intimidating. This is getting intense. Ijin's trying to project strength, but he's clearly weakened. No way he can keep this up for long. Okay, so Ijin's recovering from being sick, and his guardian, Youngwoo, brings him a big bowl of ramen. Youngwoo is checking in on Ijin, making sure he's feeling better after his fever. Ijin downplays it, saying it was just a mild fever, but Youngwoo doesn't seem convinced. Ijin insists it wasn't a big deal, that he pushed through it with sheer willpower. Honestly, a little scary. Youngwoo straight up tells him not to overdo it, saying he's already pushing himself too hard at his age. But Ijin brushes it off, saying it really wasn't difficult at all. This dude is built different, no cap. Youngwoo gives him a look, clearly thinking Ijin is being reckless, but he's used to it by now. Youngwoo then warns Ijin not to push himself so hard, reminding him he's still young and needs to rest. Ijin just repeats that it wasn't very difficult, showing off his insane resilience. Seriously, what is his pain tolerance? Youngwoo just sighs and says, shucks, kid. He knows arguing with Ijin is pointless, and honestly, same. Okay, so while Ijin's eating, Youngwoo gets a call. Sounds serious, like someone's got beef with them. The driver speeds off, and Youngwoo learns Congressman Kim is trying to cause trouble. No way. Apparently, Kim totally weaseled his way out of a huge scandal with all the evidence stacked against him. Youngwoo's not worried, though. He says when they're working for SW, no one can touch them. He's laughing about it, confident SW will handle Congressman Kim, and honestly, good for him. But it's not just about Kim. Youngwoo reveals they're sending Ijin and another trainee to America. They're finishing their probationary period, and it's time for a new assignment overseas. This is huge. The scene cuts to a beautiful house with a pool, their new base of operations in America. Fancy. 2 other trainees are already there, looking a little intimidated, but ready to go. Youngwoo announces they're heading to America, and this dude is already planning his next move. Okay, so Ijin and the blonde trainee are getting orders. Apparently, someone named Daein and her brother caused a huge mess. The blonde trainee is livid, straight up cursing under her breath, and it sounds like Daein and her brother messed with her family big time. She's absolutely fuming, ranting about them, and Youngwoo tries to calm her down. He wants them to lay low until things cool off. Youngwoo proposes they settle in America, but the blonde trainee is still seeing red, barely listening to him. They're both zoned out, but then Youngwoo brings up another trainee and they both get blindfolded. What is happening? The scene shifts to a fancy living room, and we see Youngwoo chatting with another woman who's clearly upset. She's asking if he's going to fix things, but he says he tried before and it backfired. Apparently, the higher-ups want him to stay out of it. She doesn't believe him, demanding to know whose fault it is there in this mess, and honestly, she has a point. She's relentless, asking what about the people who got hurt, and Youngwoo looks seriously stressed out. She's still yelling, asking if he's just giving up, and this dude looks like he's about to explode. This is getting intense. Ijin is on the phone, and it sounds like his sister is already at the store. No way she went without him. He tells her he would have gone with her, but she's already finished shopping. Classic little sister move. He's still on the phone, and someone else is walking behind him, looking pretty intense. Uh-oh. The guy on the phone is telling Ijin to get home safe, but Ijin seems distracted. Something's definitely up. Oh, it's his sister calling out to him, and she's shocked to see him at the store. She thought he was still training. She's asking why he's here, and he tries to play it cool, saying he just wanted to help. Smooth, bro, smooth. She doesn't buy it for a second, pointing out he always says that. She knows her brother too well. Ijin offers to pick out the vegetables for her, and she finally relents. She's lucky to have him, honestly. He's looking off into the distance, and he seems really focused. I swear, this dude is always thinking about something. Ijin's standing there looking all serious, and you just know whatever's bothering him is huge. This is getting good. Ijin gets a call and the number is blocked. Super suspicious, right? He answers, and it's someone demanding to know his name, Ijin Yu, apparently, but things are about to get weird. Someone's getting beat up and it's brutal, but the attacker doesn't even seem fazed by the resistance. This dude is straight up enjoying the fight, and he's shocked that the other person hasn't screamed, cold-blooded. A blonde woman smirks, saying she'll teach this bitch a lesson. Talk about a villain vibe. An older man steps in, ordering the woman to transfer the victim, but then he decides sending them abroad is better, double the trouble. He's furious, saying they had an arrangement, but this person went against their word. Drama overload. Ijin is still on the phone, looking determined, and he says they broke the arrangement, not him. The person on the other end says they transferred Ijin's kids and made sure his sister never saw them. That's messed up. Ijin is clearly stunned, saying he doesn't understand, but we all know this is about to explode. Ijin's still on the phone, and he's laying down some serious shade. This dude is not happy. The guy on the other end is all smug, acting like Ijin is the one in the wrong. No way. Ijin drops a bomb. He suffered huge losses because of this guy, and it's personal. This guy tries to play it off, but Ijin isn't buying it. He's about to teach someone accountability. Suddenly, the guy on the phone starts laughing, like a full-on evil villain laugh. Ijin's face darkens, and you can see the rage building. This is about to get messy, bro. He's clenching his fist, and a single tear rolls down his cheek, but it's not sadness, it's fury. Ijin promises to make this guy pay, straight up vowing to teach him a lesson he'll never forget. Our boy is looking sharp, suit, backpack, the whole 9 yards, but he's clearly deep in thought. He's walking through the city, totally lost in his head, and honestly, it looks like trouble's brewing. He gets a call and his expression darkens instantly. Something's seriously wrong, and he knows it. He spots a karaoke building, but his focus is elsewhere, like he's tracking someone or something. This dude is getting intense, staring down someone off panel. You can practically feel the tension building. He's on the phone, gripping it tight, and it's clear this isn't a friendly chat. He's giving orders. Suddenly, a motorcycle roars up, a whole crew of them, and it's clear this is about to go down. The bikes speed toward him, and our boy looks completely unfazed, like this is just another Tuesday. He's still on the phone, calmly directing someone while a swarm of motorcycles closes in around him. Motorcycles everywhere, and our boy is still talking. He's straight up orchestrating a counterattack. No way. He's barking orders, put 3 men on the kid, grandpa and sister, and bro is serious. Someone asks if NB Kim is going after the family, but our boy shuts that down instantly. He reveals he stopped NB Kim from getting to the grandpa today. Talk about a save. He's scrolling through his contacts and bam, there's Congressman NB Kim's number. This dude is cold, staring right through the camera like he's planning something huge. He's clearly calling for backup and honestly, this is escalating way too fast. He's out the door in a flash, no hesitation, straight into action. He's moving fast and it's clear he's heading straight into the danger. Our boy is already mobilizing forces and it's a full-scale operation. No way this is just a coincidence. He's back in his office and it's like nothing happened. This dude is a pro. Someone on the other end asks the congressman about his plan and our boy is listening intently. He's totally unfazed. He's quiet for a beat, then reveals someone already leaked the info to the press, but it wasn't the kid. This dude is smirking, saying he's the one who spilled the beans, and honestly, he sounds proud. He's leaning back all smug and someone off-panel asks if he said nothing on the call. Talk about shady. He drops the bombshell. This whole situation is about him taking down the people who wronged him. He's saying how fast news travels and it's clear he's been planning this for a while. This is straight up calculated. The congressman claims he's lost his touch, but our boy just laughs it off. He's playing a dangerous game. He finishes the call and it's clear he's about to unleash chaos. No way this ends well. He's back on the phone again, issuing more orders. This dude is a one-man army, I swear. He's giving instructions to someone and it's clear he's not messing around. This is about to get real. He's getting a call and it's about the man he sent. They're reporting back, but he's already 2 steps ahead. He's lighting a cigarette, looking all cool and collected, but he's straight up admitting this kid is trouble. He thinks messing with this kid is a mistake, and he's right. Our boy is a walking disaster zone. He's questioning why he'd even think about crossing this kid. It's like he's finally realizing the danger. He's deep in thought, saying he owes this kid one, and it's a serious debt. This is getting intense. He's looking off in the distance and suddenly gets a notification. Something big is happening, no doubt. He's staring intently at whatever just popped up on his phone, and his expression is totally unreadable. He's got a slight smirk on his face, and it's clear he's formulating a plan. This dude always has a backup. He's locking eyes with someone, and it's clear he's found his next target. Time to move. He's got that predator look in his eyes. He's about to unleash some serious chaos, and honestly, we're here for it. He's moving faster than the eye can see, closing in on the guy who messed with him. It's a blur. He grabs the dude's wrist and the force of it sends a shockwave. This grip is no joke. A massive burst of energy explodes from the impact, sending both of them flying kabam straight up. He's sending guys tumbling like dominoes, one kick at a time. These thugs didn't know what they signed up for. Another dude tries to get in a hit, but our boy just flips him over his shoulder. Easy peasy. He's dodging a swing and countering with a brutal strike, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He's dashing through the chaos, a silver streak against the neon lights. This is pure action. He lands a solid hit and the guy goes down hard. That's gotta hurt, no way. He follows up with another punch, sending the guy reeling. Pow, he's relentless. He's cleaning house, taking down every single opponent. This is a total beatdown, and it's amazing. He slams the first guy into the ground with a thud, straight up brutal, no hesitation. Another dude rushes in, thinking he can land a hit, but our boy's already moving. It's a swish. He deflects the attack and grabs the guy's wrist, twisting it with insane force. Snap, and this dude is screaming. He doesn't let up, following it with another strike to take him down. This is a full-on demolition, honestly. He's just dismantling everyone, moving like a whirlwind. They seriously underestimated our boy. Traffic is absolutely flying on the highway. Our boy is zooming along on his motorcycle, and it's clear he's in a hurry. We cut to a slick, powerful guy on the phone, and it's chapter 109 of Teenage Mercenary. Things are about to get real. He asks if the errand is done, and our rider gives a simple yes, but something tells me this isn't a normal delivery. The guy on the phone hears the rider met with some boys, and he's immediately suspicious, which honestly, fair enough. He tries to play it cool, saying it's nothing to worry about, but then drops a bomb. Someone has a grudge against him. He claims he warned his guys, but it's obvious he's not telling the whole story, and I'm getting serious vibes. The rider is speeding through the city, focused and intense, and you can just feel the danger closing in around him. The guy on the phone is still talking, insisting he won't let whatever's happening slide, and he sounds genuinely furious. Our boy is completely locked in, visor down, eyes narrowed, and he's clearly anticipating a fight. This dude is ready. He's cutting through the city, and whatever's going down, it's about to explode, and I'm strapped in for the ride. This dude is pulling up to a seriously modern mansion, and it's clear he's not here for a friendly visit. He steps into a lavish interior, and everyone is immediately on edge. They know this can't be good. Someone asks what brings him all the way out here, because straight up, this guy never leaves his district. He drops a bomb. He suspects someone is plotting against him, and he's here to find out who. One of the guys thinks he's lost it, but another points out our boy isn't messing around. He asks if anyone has been taking care of business, and the tension is thick. He demands to know who they've been protecting, and honestly, the look on this guy's face is terrifying. He claims he's got everything under control, and he's been watching things for 10 years, which, okay, that's intense. But then he says he's been handling parts, and it's clear he's talking about something way darker than anyone imagined. He just casually admits he's been managing things from the shadows, and bro, this is escalating fast. This dude is straight up declaring himself the king of the city, and honestly, it's a bold claim. The conversation shifts to Dushik Chaw, and the vibe immediately goes from bad to worse. Something's about to happen. No way, a whole crew of guys are mobilizing, and they're clearly heading toward Dushik Chaw's location. Our boy is back to glaring, and it's clear he's made a decision. Dushik Chaw is a problem that needs solving. Someone reports back seeing they sent men earlier, but our boy isn't buying it for a second. He's got a cold look in his eye, and it's clear he's already decided Dushik Chaw's fate. This is not good. Then another guy speaks up, saying he almost forgot about something, and the tension ratchets up again. He's saying Dushik Chaw's final resting place will be secured, and bro, that's a chillingly direct threat. He's staring down someone, demanding an explanation, and this dude is definitely sweating bullets. However, it looks like he's accepting the excuse, but honestly, I don't trust it for a second. He's on the phone asking for updates, and honestly, the tension is thick right now. But the news he gets is BAD, the mission to take out the teenager and his family straight up failed. He's furious, demanding to know what happened, and this other guy looks like he's about to faint. The report comes in, someone got to them, and it sounds like it was a total wipeout. He's saying they messed with the wrong person, and honestly, this is where things get really interesting. However, it's not just a warning. We see the bodies, and it's clear this dude doesn't play around. Our boy is suddenly remembering something, some old incident, and his face is a mask of rage. He's staring at another man, and the look in his eyes says everything. This is a reckoning. He declares he'll deal with the kid himself once Dushik Chaw is handled, and bro, this is escalating fast. But then we hear the report someone got to him first, and our boy is clearly not happy about it. NB Kim has been laying low at his vacation home, family in tow, but it's all a setup. Our boy is already on the move, heading straight for NB's place, and he's bringing the heat. He's surveying the scene, a huge house with a ton of security, but this doesn't even faze him. The guards are totally unaware, chatting it up, but they are about to have a really bad night. He's already inside, moving like a ghost, and the guards haven't even noticed a thing. It's insane. But wait, there's a whole squad of armed men inside. This is about to get messy, no way. This dude is already taking them down one after another, and it's happening so fast, it's unreal. He's moving through the house like a predator, and the guards are falling before they even know what hit them. He's found NB, but it's a trap. More guards swarm in, and this is a full-on firefight. He's dodging bullets, taking down enemies, a blur of motion. Our boy is straight up a machine. The guys are questioning if this is just a delivery driver, but our boy knows better. This dude is definitely trouble. He's tracking the guy, moving through the night, and honestly, the speed on this dude is insane. The target tries to make a run for it, scaling a fence, but our boy anticipates everything, launching forward. Bomb, he slams into the guy midair, sending him tumbling, and it's a brutal takedown, no doubt. This dude's getting tossed around like a rag doll, crashing through bushes. It's a full-on beatdown. He's disarming the guy with a thwop, and it's clear our boy isn't playing around, serious business. The target is sent flying, completely helpless, and the impact looks painful straight up. The other guards are rushing in, shocked by what just happened, but they are about to get wrecked. They're asking what the heck was that, and honestly, they should be asking what have we gotten ourselves into. Another guard goes down with a thud, and it's clear this fight is a total one-sided massacre. Okay, so Ijin's sister and a woman are waiting for news, and this dude's dad is seriously promising revenge on whoever messed with them. The woman confirms the dad's promise, like she's totally on board with whatever payback is coming. But then chaos, someone straight up bursts through a door, and it looks like a full-on fight is about to break out. They're yelling about finding the bastard, but the woman says she has no idea where he is, which is sus. The tension is building, everyone's freaking out, and the woman is looking seriously annoyed by the whole thing. And then bam, a shoe comes flying into view covered in blood. No way, things are getting real messy. An older man is demanding to know who this intruder is and how they even got inside the building. Everyone's shocked, and then they realize who it is. Ijin Yu, what is going on? They're all stunned, questioning how Ijin is here, but honestly, I'm just as confused as they are. This dude is back, and I have a feeling this isn't gonna be a friendly reunion. They're questioning if that's Ijin, covered up with a hat and mask, but the man in the chair confirms it's him. The man in the chair is totally smug, thinking Ijin is an easy target, but our boy is already moving. Ijin launches himself forward, and the older man doesn't even have time to react. It's a full-on assault. He kicks the older man, sending him flying, and then spins around to take out the other dude, no hesitation. The man in the chair tries to defend himself, but Ijin's attack is too fast, too strong, it's brutal. Ijin's moves are lightning quick, a blur of motion, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He delivers a final, devastating blow, and the older man goes down hard, straight up lights out. Ijin's eyes are glowing purple, and you can tell he's unleashing all his training. This is intense. He's a whirlwind of destruction, and the whole room is shaking from the force of his attack. Bam, another hit, and everything goes white. This dude is absolutely demolishing the place. Ijin's still unloading on the older man, sending him skidding across the floor. It's a total beatdown. The man in the chair tries to recover, rubbing his belly and thinking he can somehow handle Ijin, but he's delusional. Ijin glances over unimpressed, and the man's confidence instantly crumbles. Our boy is not messing around. Another man bursts in, attempting to intervene, but Ijin's already darting forward, moving faster than the eye can see. He shifts into attack mode, a blur of motion, and the new guy doesn't stand a chance. It's a swift takedown. Ijin launches a kick, sending the man flying, and then follows up with another powerful strike. This is relentless. The man in the chair is reeling from the force, and honestly, he looks absolutely terrified. Good. Ijin's attack is a whirlwind of energy, a blue aura surrounding him, and the whole room is shaking from the impact. He lands a final, devastating blow, and the man in the chair collapses. I think that's lights out for good. Ijin's energy dissipates, and he's left standing, completely unfazed. This dude is a straight-up monster. Ijin's still unleashing a flurry of blows, and the man in the chair is desperately trying to defend himself. It's brutal. He manages to land a hit, sending Ijin stumbling back, but our boy recovers instantly. No way he's going down easily. The man's going for another attack, thinking he has the upper hand, but Ijin anticipates it and counters with a vicious strike. Ijin's blow connects, and the man goes flying straight up through the air, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Another guy tries to intervene, rushing toward Ijin, but he's way too slow. Ijin intercepts him with a lightning-fast kick. The kick sends the new guy sprawling, and Ijin doesn't even break stride. This is a total demolition. He follows up with another attack, slamming into the guy, but then someone else jumps in to protect him. Classic. Ijin's forced to adjust, shifting his focus, and sends the protector flying with a swift maneuver. It's just too much. The man in the chair is still trying to fight, covered in blood, but Ijin delivers a final, crushing blow. Lights out. Ijin stands over the wreckage, looking completely unfazed. This dude is a straight-up mercenary prodigy. Ijin's still unleashing a brutal attack, and the man in the chair is reeling. It's a total beatdown. Another bodyguard tries to jump in, but Ijin snaps into action, countering with a lightning-fast strike. The bodyguard goes down hard, and Ijin doesn't even pause. This dude is a relentless machine. The remaining guys are starting to freak out, realizing Ijin is way out of their league. They're seriously intimidated. They're whispering about how a teenager is taking down their boss, and honestly, they have a point. It's wild. Ijin finishes off the main guy, and the whole crew is left staring in disbelief. It's a complete rout. They're realizing that Kwangseok-gu has been running this town for over a decade, but Ijin's about to change that. Someone asks how a teenager is even capable of this, and it's a fair question. Our boy is on another level. They notice Ijin isn't hesitating at all, and there's something seriously different about the way he fights. It's terrifying. Ijin stands tall, completely unfazed, while the wreckage of the fight lies around him. This dude is a menace. A bunch of guys rush in, thinking they're here to save their boss, but they're walking into a trap. The boss is furious, yelling at his men for taking so long and ordering them to drag Ijin out. Talk about overconfidence. Ijin is already moving, though, and a masked figure appears, grabbing the boss just as he tries to get away. No way, the masked figure connects with a brutal strike, sending the boss flying backwards with a massive POW. The room descends into chaos as red lines, or those wires, start crisscrossing the ceiling and everyone begins to tumble. The boss, still reeling, tries to attack someone, but a baseball bat comes swinging, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Another massive whop sound effect as the masked figure delivers another devastating blow, sending someone crashing down. Ijin is relentless, moving with incredible speed and power, taking down anyone who gets close. He's a whirlwind of destruction. The masked figure keeps swinging, and it's clear this isn't just a beatdown, it's a complete dismantling of the entire crew. The scene is total carnage with people flying everywhere. Our boy and his ally are cleaning house. Ijin's ally delivers a straight-up devastating punch to the boss's face, sending him flying. Wham! It's brutal, bro. The boss is completely out of it, but Ijin's ally doesn't let up, continuing the assault with another massive hit. Dushik Cha is absolutely fuming, demanding to know what our boy said to get things this heated. No time for talking, though. This dude straight up launches an attack with a weapon, aiming for a kill. But our mercenary reflexes kick in, and he dodges, countering with a swift strike of his own. He lands a solid job, sending the attacker reeling back with a burst of energy and a whole lot of blood. Someone recognizes the attacker. It's Daein's brother, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The girl is shocked, questioning what's going on as her brother tries to figure out the situation. Apparently, everyone thinks this is just a fight, but our boy is up against a room full of gangsters. He slips on something, probably more blood, but manages to stay balanced and keep fighting. And what's more, he's delivering a brutal counterattack, weapon connecting with his opponent. The scene is a total bloodbath. It's intense, and our boy is showing no mercy whatsoever. This dude is assessing the situation. They think he's just a teenager, which is hilarious, and they're about to learn. The leader's getting cocky, but our boy is already moving, unleashing a flurry of attacks and taking them down fast. He's absolutely demolishing them, sending bodies flying with each strike. It's a full-on beatdown. The narrow doorway is a problem, but it doesn't slow our boy down. He's weaving through the chaos like a pro. They're scrambling for weapons, but honestly, what good is a knife against this guy? It's just asking for trouble. He disarms one attacker with ease, then immediately uses the blade against another. No hesitation, straight up lethal. The room is a disaster zone, blood everywhere, guys dropping left and right, and our boy is still going strong. The leader realizes he massively underestimated our mercenary, admitting he thought this was just some random kid. However, the remaining gangsters aren't backing down. They're trying to overwhelm him with numbers. But our boy anticipated this, delivering a devastating counterattack that sends them reeling. He's a step ahead, always. Our boy's grip tightens on the blade. It's a brutal scene unfolding. No way. He slices through the leader's henchman, then spins, taking down another with insane speed. The leader's face is a mask of fury, realizing he's messed with the wrong guy. Big mistake. One guy falls, then another. It's a domino effect of destruction, and our boy is the cause. The leader tries to regain control, but it's too late. He's completely overwhelmed by the chaos. He's going for the leader now, a relentless attack that leaves no room to breathe. It's intense. The leader attempts to block, but this dude's skills are on another level. He's slicing right through. And honestly, the leader's getting a taste of his own medicine, and it's not pretty. Our boy delivers a final, decisive blow, ending the fight with brutal efficiency. Game over. He stands over the fallen leader, radiating power. This dude is straight up terrifying. The leader's face contorts in disbelief as our boy delivers a final, brutal kick, straight up devastating. The force sends the leader flying backwards, crashing into a table and shattering it to pieces. The remaining thugs are frozen, witnessing the carnage. They clearly didn't expect this level of violence. Our boy scans the scene, ensuring everyone is down. He's a predator in his element, no doubt. One gangster tries to reach for a weapon, but our boy is faster, disarming him with a swift motion. He quickly incapacitates the rest, a whirlwind of precise strikes. They don't even see it coming. The scene is a total mess, bodies scattered everywhere and blood splattered across the room. It's intense. One of the thugs manages to gasp out a question, but our boy just stares back with cold eyes. He turns and begins to walk away, leaving the wreckage behind. This dude is unfazed, honestly. But then another figure emerges from the shadows, looking shocked. This is about to get interesting. Our boy steps forward, ignoring the blood on the floor. He's completely unfazed, honestly. The injured gangster tries to threaten him, claiming the law will protect him, but our boy isn't hearing it. He delivers a chilling retort, basically saying harming him won't be the end of things. Talk about a power move. Our boy takes another step, the blade of his knife glinting. This dude is straight up terrifying. The gangster flinches, realizing he's way out of his depth, and honestly, he deserves it. Our boy continues to advance, stepping over the bodies of his opponents. He's a predator on the hunt. He keeps stepping, ignoring the chaos and bloodshed around him. This dude is ice cold. The gangster desperately tries to reason with him, but our boy just keeps coming, no mercy. He delivers the final line, promising the law won't save them. It's a brutal declaration. Our boy turns his back, leaving the wreckage behind. He's already moved on to the next threat, no doubt. Our boy's opponent lunges with a knife, but he casually deflects it with his hand. No way. He retaliates with a lightning-fast strike, and the blade connects. It's a brutal counter. The attacker collapses, and our boy follows up with another strike, silencing him instantly, merciless. Another gangster rushes in, wielding a blade, thinking he has the upper hand, but he doesn't. Our boy disarms him with a swift kick, sending the knife flying. This dude is seriously skilled. He delivers a devastating blow, sending the gangster reeling thud, and honestly, he deserved it. A third attacker charges forward, swinging a weapon, but our boy is already moving, a red blur. He dodges the attack with ease, leaving a red streak in the air. The speed is insane. Our boy unleashes a powerful strike, a blue energy blade forming around his fist. Bam! It's over quick. He finishes the job, leaving another opponent down. This dude is cleaning house, straight up. Our boy doesn't even flinch as another attacker comes at him with a blade. He's just too calm. But this dude anticipates the swing and delivers a brutal counter, sending the attacker flying. No way. Okay, so things are escalating fast. Chaw's crew walks in on a bloodbath, and this dude straight up demands everyone get on their knees. Chaw doesn't even flinch, telling this guy he's got some nerve, and honestly, he absolutely does. One of the goons is trying to talk, but he's clearly messed up, and our boy is not having it. We get a close-up of the injured man, and it's rough to say the least, covered in blood and looking terrified. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appears behind the injured man, and it's super ominous. This is where it gets intense. The figure is revealed to be wearing a mask, looking completely menacing, and everyone is on edge. Another goon tries to warn them that this masked dude might finish the job, and it's a total understatement. Someone yells for Dushik Cha, and a rush of adrenaline seems to hit everyone as things are about to go down. No way, the masked figure is moving fast, and the scene is chaotic with blood and panic everywhere. Our boy is a straight-up machine, and things are about to get messy. I'm telling you, this is gonna be wild. No way, our boy just slices through the guy's shoulder like it's nothing, sending blood everywhere. Leader of the crew is demanding to know what's going on, and honestly, he's about to find out. The masked dude spins around, blade flashing, and takes out another guy in one swift motion. It's brutal. Another goon screams, but before he can even react, he's cut down too, leaving a trail of blood. The leader is straight up furious now, yelling for Dushik Cha and trying to get closer. But the masked dude isn't letting that happen. He grabs the leader's arm, holding him in place. He demands the leader give it here, and the tension is insane. What does he even want? The leader tries to pull away, but this dude's grip is like iron, and a struggle starts. Our boy stomps on something on the floor, looks like a phone, and it shatters instantly. He then starts taking deliberate steps toward the leader, and it's clear this isn't gonna end well. The leader's getting desperate, demanding what our boy wants, but it's a setup. He's about to get wrecked. No way, the leader's getting absolutely demolished, blood splattering everywhere as this dude goes wild with the blade. It's a full-on bloodbath, and honestly, this dude had it coming for messing with our boy. Everything goes red and blurry as the masked figure unleashes a flurry of attacks. It's a straight-up massacre. The leader is screaming, but it's drowned out by the sounds of slicing steel and the POW of each hit. Another POW, the leader is covered in blood, and the scene is just intense, bro. But the masked figure isn't stopping there. He's still coming, blade raised for another strike. The scene flashes to black, and the only thing we see is the silhouette of the attacker, relentless as ever. Then a glimpse of the masked figure, covered in blood but still standing, still in control. Our boy's crew is staring in shock, realizing just how dangerous their new teammate really is. This dude's laying out his plan. He's not trusting anyone else to deal with NB Kim. He knows hitting NB Kim directly will only make things worse, and honestly, he's right. Our boy declares he's going to finish this himself, and his teammate is totally shocked. He stomps on the leader's phone, smashing it to pieces. A clear message is being sent. The masked figure is brutally efficient, stepping forward to put an end to it all for good. Another POW, the blade connects, and the scene is a complete mess of blood and violence. His plan is to eliminate NB Kim and shift all the attention onto himself, and it's working. Everyone is trembling. They are realizing just how ruthless our boy truly is, and it's scary. Another clonk, the blade comes down again, and the blood just keeps flowing, bro. He's acting completely out of character, straight up brutal, and it's all part of the plan. He's lighting another cigarette, blood smeared across his face. This dude is straight up terrifying. A blade clicks into place, and the masked teammate asks what he's doing, totally confused. Our boy reveals he planned to take care of NB Kim himself, and honestly, it's a power move. He's explaining how he's shifting the blame, making it look like he caused all the trouble. The masked teammate gets a good look at his face. He's covered in blood, but still eerily calm. He snickers, a dark, chilling sound, and that's when you know things are about to get seriously messed up. Our boy lays out his reasoning. He wanted to take NB Kim out, and the moment just felt right. The masked teammate is staring at him, and you can tell he's questioning all his life choices right now. He's got this cold, calculating look in his eyes. No way this is going to end well for anyone. Another close-up on his face, blood splattered everywhere, and he's just smirking. This dude is a monster. He promises NB Kim will never touch his family again. A seriously chilling frat, bro. The masked teammate stares at him, clearly wondering what the heck is going on with our boy. Pats the bloodied shoulder of the guy he just took down, super casual, like it's nothing. Our boy pulls out a knife, and the masked teammate's eyes widen. This is escalating fast. He steps over the body, leaving a bloody footprint, while the guy on the floor yells out in shock. Another close-up on the cigarette, blood dripping off it. This dude is completely unhinged. The masked teammate looks down at the blood on his own hands, and it's clear he's starting to freak out. He's completely lost it, a twisted smile on his face as he finishes the job. Straight up, this is a power play, and our boy is leaving no witnesses. No way NB Kim will mess with them again. Okay, so Teenage Mercenary is back, and it's chapter 113. Things are intense. Our boy Ijin is walking home after a mission, getting a call. Someone's asking if he's home yet. He's outside, and then BAM, a fancy car pulls up, and a guy in a suit tells him to hurry inside. This suit is serious, bro, complete with bodyguards and a cigarette dangling from his lips. Ijin thanks the guy for helping him, but the suit is straight up denying any involvement. He claims he did nothing, saying SW cleaned up the whole mess. What does that even mean? Ijin looks like he doesn't buy it for a second, and honestly, neither do we. The suit is trying to act cool, but you can tell he's hiding something definitely shady. Ijin is on the phone, clearly processing everything. He's so stoic, it's kinda scary. But then he says thank you, and it's a total power move, like he figured everything out already. Ijin tells the suit he'll grab some instant noodles after everything's settled. He's totally playing it cool. The suit's face is unreadable, but he's clearly trying to hide something behind that stoic expression. Ijin gets another call, and he answers. Looks like his grandpa is checking in on him. His grandpa is outside, worried about why Ijin is out so late, and honestly, good for him. Ijin sees his grandpa and he's relieved, but something feels off about the whole situation. The scene shifts, showing a dark, watery place. It's creepy, and we have a bad feeling about this. Someone falls into the water and it's another older man. No way, this is getting wild. The man is struggling, looking up with a terrified expression. It's Ijin's grandpa. Ijin's grandpa is desperately trying to stay afloat, but it's looking grim straight up. Ijin sees his grandpa in danger and his face changes. This dude is about to unleash, you just know it. The suit is apologizing for making Ijin uncomfortable, but this dude's got a weird vibe, right? Ijin's grandpa interrupts, looking concerned. He's clearly sensing something is off with this guy. The suit tries to explain he didn't mean to overstep, but he's rambling about how hard it is to reach Ijin. He claims it hasn't been long since Ijin returned, and honestly, that feels like a huge lie. The suit tries to play it off with a smile, but his face is strained. Something is seriously wrong here. Ijin's grandpa is staring daggers at the suit, and he's not backing down. This is a standoff. The suit assures Ijin he can just call whenever he needs him. Too eager, bro, way too eager. Ijin's grandpa is still icy, but the suit is all smiles like nothing happened. Creepy. However, Ijin's grandpa isn't buying it. His eyes are narrowed, and he's sizing the suit up. Ijin's grandpa is totally scrutinizing this dude, and he's clearly ready to protect our boy at all costs. Ijin's grandpa is laying into this suit, demanding to know what he's doing here. Talk about a tense moment. The suit apologizes, claiming he just wanted to check on Ijin, but honestly, it sounds super forced. He says it hasn't been long since Ijin returned, but our boy clearly doesn't believe him for a second. The suit keeps pushing, offering his personal number, but Ijin's grandpa is having none of it. He's totally shutting him down. The suit tries to act like everything is fine, but Ijin's grandpa is staring him down, analyzing every move. This dude is scrolling through something on his phone. Looks like he's watching Ijin. That's seriously creepy, bro. He's watching Ijin's fight footage. No way. This guy is obsessed and it's giving me bad vibes. The suit is clearly affected by what he's watching. He looks stressed and clutches his phone tight. He insists he's just here, but Ijin's grandpa demands to know why he's really here, and the suit freezes up. The suit finally cracks and says he's just there to see Ijin, but he's being extra quiet. Total lie, right? The suit nods, confirming everything's cool, but Ijin's grandpa isn't buying it for a second. He straight up tells the suit to go home. Ijin has achieved his goal for the day, apparently. The suit seems surprised but tries to play it off, and Ijin's grandpa is totally unimpressed. She tries to brush it off, saying she's sure, but she flinches when Ijin's grandpa looks her way. Sketchy. Ijin's grandpa is not letting up, demanding to know why this dude even came here. The tension is real. She's clearly rattled and looks away, but insists she just wanted to see Ijin. Yeah, right. She starts to leave, looking totally defeated, and honestly, good riddance. She's walking away but pauses, looking back with a worried expression. What's she hiding? She turns and practically runs, grabbing her bag and shouts she's leaving, and Ijin's grandpa just watches. Ijin's grandpa is stone-faced, but his eyes are scanning. He's definitely suspicious of what just happened. Ijin and his sister are on the bus, and he casually mentions it's their first time riding together. So sweet. He's all smiles, but then a group of guys on the bus starts giving him the side-eye, and it's clear they are up to no good. One of them tries to swipe at Ijin's sister's bag, but our boy reacts instantly, grabbing the guy's wrist. No way he's letting that happen. The bus screeches to a halt and everyone's looking, and the other guys immediately start getting aggressive with Ijin. Ijin is totally unfazed, asking why they're bothering his sister, but they just keep coming at him. This is about to get messy. He asks if they want to go, and then the bus suddenly speeds up, throwing them off balance. Ijin's got a plan. Ijin's sister is freaking out, wondering why he's doing this, but he insists the subway is even more dangerous. He explains that subways have more people and less space, making them a bigger threat. This dude thinks of everything. But she's still worried, and Ijin's expression turns super intense. He's clearly hiding something. He's got a flashback, and it's clear whatever happened before is making him extra protective. This is getting serious. Okay, so our boy Ijin is meeting with some higher-ups, and things are immediately tense. They're questioning him about 001, a super dangerous mercenary everyone thought was gone. This dude with the white hair straight up asks if Ijin knows 001 is still alive. What? Ijin is like, hold up, you're saying 001 is still breathing. Apparently, he's the reason Ijin's here. Another mercenary chimes in, saying he actually fought 001 himself. No way. The white-haired guy isn't buying it, and he's giving Ijin the side-eye, major distrust vibes. He claims 001 hasn't been seen, but Ijin knows better, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin is like Mad Dog and calls him out like, what's going on with this guy? Ijin reveals he's seen 001, and it's a total power move. Bro is not messing around. Ijin confirms 001 is dead, but Mad Dog doesn't believe him for a second. The tension is unreal. Mad Dog is livid, demanding to know if Ijin made a mistake, and straight up accuses him of lying. Another mercenary yells enough and steps between them, trying to de-escalate. It's getting messy. This other guy, U5, is watching everything unfold, and he's clearly suspicious of Ijin's story. 005 asks if Ijin is sure 001 is gone, and Ijin just gives him this intense, unreadable stare. Ijin simply says yes, but his expression says a whole different story. Bro is hiding something. We get a super close-up of Ijin's eye, and you can see he's calculating everything like a predator. Mad Dog is fuming, his face contorted with rage. This dude is about to explode. 005 points out that 002 found out about Ijin's return, and he wonders why that happened. 005 then drops the bombshell. Even Mad Dog is trying to keep 001 existence a secret from 002. Ijin smirks, saying he expected this response all along. He's playing 4D chess with these guys. Suddenly, a burst of red energy explodes and a squad of soldiers rushes the room. It's total chaos. The soldiers are moving fast, boots pounding, and it's clear they're here for a confrontation. 005 narrows his eyes, clearly realizing something's off about this whole situation. He's onto Ijin. Mad Dog yells at Randolph, demanding to know what the heck he's doing. This is a full-blown mutiny. Randolph, looking icy calm, casually says this is where the party's at. No way, this dude is fearless. Randolph raises his hand, signaling the soldiers to hold fire, but his expression is super intense. 005 is furious, demanding answers, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Randolph just stares him down, and honestly, it's a power move. This is getting insane. But Ijin is still smirking, completely unfazed. Our boy is a straight-up monster. 005 demands they leave, straight up losing it on Randolph and the others, but Randolph just throws a chair. Randolph explains they're treated like royalty because of the camp, and then flops onto the floor. What a scene. Ijin's just chilling, smirking, while Randolph rants about how the others always steal their glory and pull higher rates. Randolph yells about what makes those bastards so special, but Mad Dog snaps at him to calm down. Mad Dog tells them they are the ones working their asses off, and Randolph's outburst is getting out of hand. Mad Dog finally shouts enough and glares intensely. You can feel the heat through the screen. Randolph backs down, muttering, all right. He's clearly intimidated by Mad Dog's power. 005 is still fuming, demanding answers, but Randolph avoids eye contact and stays silent. Ijin continues to smirk, totally unfazed. Our boy is playing everyone like a fiddle, honestly. Mad Dog shouts at Ijin to snap out of it, but Ijin is just radiating confidence. This dude is a menace. Randolph pulls his gun on Ijin, straight up losing it, but Ijin doesn't even flinch, bro. Ijin's got a smirk playing on his lips, and he's clearly planning something. This dude is ice cold. Randolph aims, but Ijin moves faster than the eye can see. No way, he's disarming him right now. Ijin's grip tightens on the gun, and Randolph looks genuinely shocked. He didn't expect that. But it gets wilder. Ijin swiftly switches the gun and points it right back at Randolph. Randolph's face is a mess, a mix of fear and disbelief. Our boy is playing him like a violin. Mad Dog is losing it, yelling at Ijin to stop, but Ijin just stares him down, totally unfazed. Randolph's mouth hangs open, and honestly, he looks like he's about to faint. Ijin's expression is intense, and it's clear he's got a plan. This is getting seriously intense. But then Ijin starts laughing, a cold, unsettling sound. This dude is a straight-up monster. Bang! Ijin straight up shoots Randolph's gun out of his hand. No hesitation, our boy is savage. The impact sends blood flying everywhere, and Randolph is completely stunned. He didn't see that coming. Ijin grabs the gun, flipping it around and aiming it right at Randolph's head. This dude is ruthless. Randolph's face is contorted with fear, and honestly, he deserves everything that's happening. Ijin's laughing, a creepy, unsettling sound, and Mad Dog is losing his mind. This is escalating fast. But then a woman with silver hair steps forward, looking totally unimpressed. She's got authority radiating off her. She's wearing tactical gear and she's clearly not afraid of anything. This is a new player and she looks dangerous. Someone behind her is loading a massive gun and Ijin finally turns his attention to them. Oh, things are about to get real. Our boy Ijin is on the phone, realizing he's been identified when someone ran into him. No way. They confirm the footage isn't clear enough for a positive ID, which is a relief, but Ijin's still rattled. He's straight up apologizing for potentially putting everyone at risk, feeling the weight of his past life. His teammate quickly shuts that down, telling him there's no need to apologize. This dude takes responsibility seriously. Ijin insists it was what he had to do, and honestly, you gotta respect the dedication, even if it's intense. He thanks them, promising to stay in touch if anything else comes up, but you can tell he's shutting down emotionally. He sighs, clearly exhausted, and it's hitting hard. All this sneaking around is taking a toll on him. His teammate asks what's going to happen next, and Ijin looks lost. Bro, he's seriously questioning everything. He's huddled over, looking totally defeated. The weight of his past is crashing down on our boy, no doubt. Ijin is clearly struggling with his choices, and honestly, this dude needs a break from being a teenage mercenary. Okay, so they're brainstorming about 002. Apparently, he was a total wild card, but loyal to the old leader. Someone doubts that, pointing out 002 was furious about being betrayed by 001. Things are tense. This dude taught 001 everything he knew, especially in combat, but 001 ultimately took the leadership role. And honestly, that's where things went south. 002 followers went ballistic when 001 got the #1 spot. It's a flashback and we see a younger Ijin getting his code name, U1, which is kinda intense, right? The flashback continues, showing the team looking super serious. You can feel the weight of their past. Back in the present, they're saying 002 rage caused all the trouble when 001 took over. It's a serious rivalry. The guy speaking is laying it all out, and you can see he's still shaken up by it all, bro. He slumps forward, completely defeated. This dude is carrying a lot of baggage, seriously. He's just empty, man, straight up exhausted by the whole situation. Our boy needs a win. He remembers seeing 001 looking genuinely happy recently, like a completely different person, bro. Someone thinks 001 good mood is because he's with his family, but another guy is not buying it. This dude straight up clenches his fist, realizing 001 happiness is because he tried to save him. He snaps, enough, telling the others that feeling guilty isn't gonna change anything. He doubles down, saying whatever happened is done, and 001 felt he needed to do it. We get a close-up of his intense stare. This guy is seriously shutting down the conversation. But then things explode literally. Someone clearly lost control and just wrecked the place. It's a flashback to the aftermath of the fight, showing a seriously injured guy. The injured man is clutching his side, and it looks absolutely brutal, no way. He's staring off into space, totally broken, and honestly, this dude is a mess. The instructor immediately notices something's off with 001. He's clearly distracted during training, bro. He confronts 001, calling him out for being out of it, and our boy just offers a quick apology. The instructor doesn't buy it for a second, saying even a super skilled fighter is still human. We get a glimpse of 001's face, and he's seriously struggling to hold it together. This is rough. The instructor tells him to go home and rest because training in the state is pointless, straight up. 001 just silently acknowledges him, and honestly, the tension is thick right now. The instructor is concerned, and it's clear he's picking up on the fact that something major is going on. 001's still reeling from what happened, and his mind is clearly miles away. It's a lot to process. The instructor insists that despite his skills, 001 still needs to take care of himself. Good advice, honestly. 001 accepts the advice, but it's clear he's not fully present, still lost in his own thoughts. 001 and another dude in uniform walk with deliberate steps. It's super tense, bro. They're heading up a staircase, and the sound effects really emphasize how serious this is. The other guy asks if something's wrong, but 001 is clearly shutting down, ignoring him. They reach the locker room, and the other guy looks genuinely concerned for our boy. 001 walks into the locker room and straight up sits down on a bench looking completely defeated. He lets out a massive sigh, and it's clear he's carrying a huge weight on his shoulders. The screen cuts to black and we get a title card. 002 now suspects that you're still alive. No way. But it looks like someone is watching him, and that's a scary thought. 00 went off like a shot, bursting toward his attacker. This dude is moving fast. He lands a brutal blow, sending the attacker reeling, but it's clear this guy is way bigger. 001 tries to follow up, but the attacker grabs him, and it's a seriously tight grip. The attacker starts slamming 001 around, and honestly, this dude had it coming. 001 getting absolutely pummeled. It's a brutal beatdown, and we're cringing over here. But 001 manages to break free and starts unleashing a flurry of attacks, quick and precise. He stomps down hard on the attacker's hand, and the guy is clearly in agony. Ouch. 001 keeps the pressure on, relentlessly attacking. This is straight up savage, bro. Okay, so Ijin's back in a safe house, and he's clearly stressing about telling his family the truth. He's second-guessing everything, clenching his fist, worried he put them in danger by revealing his past. But his guardian, Felix, straight up tells him it is dangerous, that revealing himself wasn't worth it. Felix lays it out, he's back to living a normal life, and they can't let anyone ruin that, no way. Felix is intense, bro, staring down whoever is threatening Ijin's newfound peace. He understands it won't be easy protecting Ijin, but he's ready to fight for this normal life. However, they quickly learn 001 was exposed while trying to save 032. That's a complication. Ijin looks super serious, understanding the weight of what's happening. Felix is all business, promising to protect Ijin no matter what. And honestly, this dude Ijin is a machine, ready to handle whatever comes next. Someone's at the door and Felix is immediately on edge, staring daggers at whoever's there. A notification ding on his phone, and Felix is clearly picking up on something being wrong. Papers are scattered on the floor, and someone's already been through the room. It's a mess. A black boot steps onto the scene, crushing the papers. This is not a friendly visit. A woman with white hair is at the door, looking back at the mess, but she's clearly not surprised. Felix is still locked in on the woman, his gaze intense and unyielding, like he's sizing her up. She tells him to open the door, saying she just wants to talk. Yeah, hey, right, we've heard that one before. Ijin's thinking, how did 002 even find me? This is getting seriously complicated. He's questioning how she knows where he is, and honestly, this whole situation feels like a trap. We get a quick shot of the room, showing the chairs and a general sense of tense anticipation. This is a showdown. Ijin tells Felix to let her speak. He's playing it cool, but he's definitely sizing her up. The woman cuts straight to it, telling Ijin to stop wasting time and just say what's on her mind. Ijin responds with fine, revealing he heard something interesting and decided to share it with Felix. She stares him down and bro, her eyes are intense. She's not buying any of it. Ijin drops a bomb. His code name used to be 001, but now it's 006. What does that mean? The woman looks shocked for a split second but quickly recovers. She's hiding something, we know it. Suddenly, someone bursts through the door, launching themselves at Ijin. No way, this is chaos. Ijin reacts instantly, dodging the attack and sending the assailant flying with a brutal countermove. Felix is on the move, weapon drawn, ready to finish whoever tried to take down Ijin. Teamwork makes the dream work. The attacker crashes through a window and straight up vanishes. This just got a whole lot more complicated. Ijin curses under his breath, realizing they were waiting for him. This is a setup for sure. Someone opens fire and this dude is dodging bullets like it's nothing, straight up Matrix level skills. A golden energy blade whips out, deflecting the shots, but Ijin takes a hit to the shoulder, no doubt about it. He launches himself forward, but another attacker appears, slashing at him with a similar golden blade. It's a full-on ambush. Ijin fires back, but his gun clicks, it's empty. However, he's already spinning to kick the attacker into next week. He's bleeding, but our boy doesn't even flinch, just keeps fighting. This is insane. Ijin collapses against the wall, clearly hurt, but he's still trying to assess the situation. He's a pro. The attacker lands a kick, sending Ijin reeling, but he manages to keep his hat on. Priorities, you know. The attacker monologues about being alive, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin's about to unleash. Ijin stares him down, and you can feel the rage building. This fight is about to get brutal. Ijin's shoulder is wrecked, but he's clutching the attacker's wrist, stopping another strike. This is intense. He twists the attacker's arm, and you can see the bone cracking. No mercy from our boy. Ijin slams the attacker into the ground and then starts raining down blows. It's a brutal beatdown. The attacker tries to defend, but Ijin's relentless. He's absolutely dismantling this guy. Ijin's knuckles are white as he clenches his fist, focusing all his energy. This dude is furious. He's about to land a final, devastating blow. It's gonna be a knockout for sure. But Felix intercepts, knocking Ijin back. Wait, what? He's protecting the attacker. Felix is wobbling, clearly injured, but he's still trying to stand, huffing and puffing, but defiant. Ijin is completely stunned, staring at Felix. What is going on with his teammate? Felix just looks at Ijin, and you can tell there's a whole lot more to this story. This is getting complicated. Ijin throws the attacker and Felix is caught in the blast. No way, he's flying through the air. The attacker smirks, all messed up, and straight up says Ijin's weak. Talk about a bad read. Everyone's confused. 004 is here, but why is 008 Felix helping the enemy? Ijin's about to deliver another beatdown, but Felix intercepts, grabbing his arm. What is happening? Ijin shoves Felix off, but the attacker uses the distraction to land a solid hit. Ouch, that looked painful. Ijin stumbles, blood dripping from his lip, and the attacker just mocks his lack of stamina. So rude. The attacker keeps coming, but Ijin warns him he could have endured more. This dude is playing with fire. Ijin declares the attacker will be dead if this keeps up. Bro is serious, and honestly, he looks like he means it. So our boy is grilling this woman, demanding to know what she knows. She's stalling, asking, and like she's got something to hide. She admits she understands why he'd tell her about 001, but it's about to get wild because she thinks 001's survival is connected to 006 being alive. He's totally thrown, asking what, because 006 was supposed to be dead, and this is clearly news to him. She explains they went to Mad Dog to investigate if 001 was really still breathing, and then they got a report that the supposedly dead 006 was spotted at the same location. This dude is already piecing things together. No way. He straight up says, I knew it because something felt off about 006's death from the start. He's always 10 steps ahead. He figures 006 failed whatever mission he was on, but the fact he's alive after faking his own death is super suspicious. He's thinking out loud about how a guy who pretended to be dead put himself in danger to reveal he's actually alive. It's a trap, obviously. He's certain that 006 revealing himself confirms 001 is still out there somewhere, and that's what this whole thing is about. The woman looks stunned, but our boy is already planning his next move. You can just tell, this is gonna be good. She tries to play it cool, saying he was the one who cared about 001, not her. But our boy isn't buying it for a second. This dude's face is intense and he's not even responding, just staring her down, letting the silence do the talking. She narrows her eyes, realizing he's not falling for her games, and straight up says, fine, enough games. He's on her in an instant, getting right in her face and demanding to know where 001 is. No messing around now. She denies knowing, but our boy doesn't believe her and he's radiating danger. You can feel the tension. He drops the act, letting her know he already knows she's lying, and his eyes are glowing red. Seriously. He repeats himself, tell me where 001 is, and honestly, this dude looks like he's about to explode. His glare is locked on her, and you can see the fury building, but she still isn't cracking. She's still denying everything, but the look on her face says it all. She's scared stiff, and she should be. He's just staring her down, and it's clear he's about to snap. This is about to get messy. No way. She asks if he's really willing to kill 006 to save a traitor, and our boy's face is stone cold. She whips out a gun, but our boy is already moving, reacting faster than anyone could predict. He launches himself forward, a blur of motion, and it looks like he's going for the gun. This is insane. She fires, but he's already there, dodging the bullet with impossible speed and grabbing her wrist. With a powerful twist, he disarms her, sending the gun flying, and honestly, this woman is shocked. She spins around, trying to regain her footing, but he's right behind her, closing the distance. He slams her into a nearby desk, sending both of them crashing down. Talk about a rough landing. She tries to fight back, but he's got her pinned, and she looks completely helpless at this point. He's now looming over her, and his expression is terrifying. She's about to get some answers. He demands 001's location again, and it's clear she's finally breaking. She's about to spill everything. He swings at her, a blast of energy erupting from his fist. This dude doesn't hold back, not even a little. She barely reacts, countering with a strike of her own, and it connects, bam, right across his face. She's pushing him back, relentless, and he's actually stumbling. What is going on? This is a surprise. He grips her wrist, trying to redirect the attack, but she's too strong. She's breaking his hold. She lands another blow, and this time he's sent flying, straight up through a window. No way. He crashes through desks and chairs, causing chaos, but he's already back on his feet. Our boy is tough. She's coming at him again, a whirlwind of attacks, and he's barely dodging. She's a straight-up beast. He manages to block, but she's overpowering him, forcing him to retreat. This fight is intense. She's relentless and he's cornered, but he's got a determined look. He's not giving up yet. She stands over him, scowling, and it's clear she's won this round, but something about her expression is off. He's grinning, trying to play it cool, but she's clearly still reeling from the fight. She looks exhausted. He casually asks if she still has what it takes, but she's not amused. She's about to respond. He declares he's ending things today, and his expression is ice cold. This dude means business. She scoffs, raising a rifle, and it's a total power move. She's not backing down from a fight. A red laser sight appears on her chest, and honestly, this dude is a straight-up menace. He's peering through a window, watching her, and it's creepy AF. What's he planning? She's aiming the rifle, totally focused, but he's already got her in his sights. Talk about a standoff. He's steadying the rifle, and it's a high-tech beast. This isn't going to end well. She glares at him, and you can see the fury in her eyes. She's not afraid of him, not one bit. He fires, but it's not at her. The beam slices through the window, and he's aiming for something else. She takes a step forward, and our boy is instantly on the move. He's dodging her attack. No way, a massive figure bursts through a wall, straight towards them, and it's chaos. This dude is huge, and he's swinging for our boy, but he's already countering with a brutal strike. He lands a punch, but it barely phases the monster. This fight is getting intense fast. The monster's hand is completely wrecked, blood everywhere, but he's smirking like he planned it. She's staggering back, exhausted, while our boy moves to protect her. He's a machine. He's breathing heavily, but he's already sizing up the situation, planning his next move. She's questioning why he'd save her, but he's got a cold reply ready. This dude is savage. He throws shade, saying if it was 008, she'd be crying on the floor. Talk about a burn. She's glaring at him, but he's just smirking, and honestly, she looks kinda rattled. This dude is straight up menacing, smirking and playing mind games while she's trying to figure out what's going on. He's laying it on thick, saying she'd be a mess if 008 was here. Talk about a brutal death, bro. Okay, so our boy Ijin is infiltrating this massive estate, and it's straight up intense. He's scoping out the place under cover of darkness, trying to find the target. It's a high-stakes operation. He finds the target inside a warehouse, but it's not what he expects. It's a total ambush waiting to happen. This dude is tied to a chair, looking roughed up, and surrounded by a bunch of seriously scary guys. One of the guys, a massive brute, is giving Ijin the side-eye, clearly not thrilled with this interruption. Another guy steps forward, looking all slick and menacing. He's the one in charge, and he's not happy at all. But the tied-up guy speaks up, saying he didn't expect to run into them all together like this, and it's a huge reveal. Ijin remains silent, masked, observing the situation. He's planning his next move, you know he is. The brute is flexing, showing off his muscles, and honestly, he's trying way too hard to intimidate Ijin. The captive asks so, huh, which is weirdly ominous, and the scene is setting up for a massive showdown. Ijin's wondering what the rest of these guys are even doing here, and it's a legit question. The slick leader steps up and straight up smacks the tied-up guy across the face. No way. The impact sends the captive flying, but Ijin's already moving, a blue blur intercepting the trajectory. Ijin's fist connects with the leader's face, a massive explosion of force, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The leader stumbles back, clutching his jaw, completely stunned by the speed and power of the attack. Captive, now bruised and battered, asks if he's right, and it's a total mind game. Ijin calmly replies that he's still as yappy as ever, and it's dripping with sarcasm. The leader's clenching his fists, trying to regain control, but Ijin's already launched another attack. Ijin delivers another brutal blow, and the leader goes down, but he's still conscious and furious. The leader is glaring, demanding to know if this is right, but Ijin just stares back, cold as ice. Ijin's face shifts, going from stone cold to a terrifying smirk. bro is about to unleash something wild. The leader realizes Ijin isn't going to just leave the captive alive, and he actually flinches, which is amazing. Another guy steps forward, clenching his fists, demanding to know why Ijin is letting this happen. The leader cuts him off, telling everyone to just let him be, but it's super unsettling. The guy who spoke up asks, "Wait, why?" And honestly, same question, we're all wondering. Ijin turns his head and the panel goes dark, showing just his intense eyes. This is a power move. He's clearly sending a message, a silent threat, and it's straight up chilling everyone to the bone. The leader confirms Ijin is giving the same answer as OOS, and it's clear they are protecting someone. He points out they're doing everything to protect OOI, and the tension is building to a fever pitch. The man in the camo vest is totally furious, and you can tell he's about to explode. This is gonna be good. This dude in the camo vest is livid, accusing them of using OOI as bait. No way. Two snipers are setting up on a rooftop, aiming at the scene, and they're clearly ready to take a shot. The sniper in the black hat tells the other one they're way off. 001 already knew what was happening. He continues explaining 001 knew they'd use OOI as bait, and that's a seriously cold calculation. But it gets worse. The sniper is confident 001 expected to be saved, and is waiting for it to happen. Cut to Ijin, and he's thinking about how he brought this whole mess up to begin with. He admits he knew 001 would hear about it, and it's a really unsettling admission. This dude is playing chess. The sniper confirms it, saying 001 is waiting to be rescued, and honestly, it's a bold move. The sniper raises his rifle, and it's clear he's about to take the shot, but he pauses, looking through the scope, and the sniper is absolutely certain 001 will come to save him. Ijin's telling the sniper it's not too late to stand down, and straight up, he's trying to prevent a disaster. The sniper ignores him, asking what he's doing, but then he starts adjusting his rifle, getting ready to fire. He's lining up the shot, and the click of the weapon is deafening. It's happening, bro. But Ijin is already moving, jumping in front of the sniper, and honestly, the timing is perfect. He's got the sniper pinned, demanding to know what he's doing. This dude is fearless. The other sniper is completely confused, asking what the heck is going on, and Ijin doesn't even glance at him. Ijin's focused on the guy he's holding, and he's explaining 001 knew this would happen, cold. He reveals 001 anticipated being used as bait, and that someone would try to rescue him. This is a setup. Our boy explains 001 let them set the trap, knowing he could handle it, and it's a seriously mind-blowing reveal. The sniper is speechless, completely baffled, and you can tell he's realizing he's been played hard. Ijin starts walking toward the mansion, taking deliberate steps. He's making his presence known. He reaches the front door and pushes it open, and honestly, it swings inward with a thunk. Inside, the warehouse is full of guys, but they're all staring at a single person in a wheelchair. The room creaks as Ijin steps inside, and everyone immediately turns to face him, awkward. One massive dude starts to move toward Ijin, looking seriously threatening, but Ijin just stands there completely unfazed, and the big guy stops dead in his tracks. What? Someone asks 001, and you know this is about to get intense, bro. This dude, Jin, is meeting up with his old crew, and it's giving major flashback vibes. He says being together reminds him of the old days, but bro is already hunting. He'd rather forget them. Turns out the old days were rough, like seriously messed up, and Jin is not here for a reunion. No way. We get a glimpse of what happened, and it looks like a straight-up massacre, total chaos. They were just numbers, disposable to the people who used them, but they had each other's back somehow. And honestly, this dude had it coming. It looks like they were fighting for their lives against overwhelming odds. Jin's face is intense, like he's reliving the trauma, but he's holding it together, barely. He's trying to push it all down, but you can see the pain in his eyes. It's heavy. Jin is replaying the past in his head, remembering the carnage and the struggle to survive. But at the very least, they had a sense of kinship, needing each other to survive that hellscape together. They're laying into Jin, accusing him of breaking their pact and betraying them. Heavy stuff. They claim he was supposed to lead them, but Jin doesn't even flinch. This dude is stone cold. Hold up, Jin's hand shoots out with insane speed, slamming one of them into another. He's moving like a blur, a whirlwind of fists and feet, and they're getting absolutely wrecked. One of them tries to block, but Jin's power is overwhelming, straight up demolishing their defense. Jin's unleashing a flurry of attacks, each blow sending shockwaves. This is a brutal beatdown. He's relentless, his eyes burning with fury, and they're barely able to stand. It's intense. However, the others try to intervene, but Jin's already anticipating their moves. He's too fast. He's connecting with a final, devastating blow, and the impact sends them flying, no mercy. The remaining guys are stunned, speechless, staring at our boy like he's a monster, and honestly, he kinda is. Jin's still standing over the wreckage, looking totally unfazed. This dude doesn't even break a sweat. The leader of the group, the one with the mohawk, is still alive, and he's trying to rally the others. He's spitting blood and demanding to know why Jin is doing this. 5 years is a long time to hold a grudge. Jin drops a bombshell. He wasn't just surviving, he was hunting them all along. No way. The mohawk guy tries to lunge at Jin, but our boy anticipates it and delivers a swift, brutal kick. He's sending the guy flying, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The other mercenary is trying to protect his leader, but Jin is too quick, dodging the attack with ease. Jin grabs the mercenary's arm and delivers a bone-shattering blow. Brutal, but effective. The leader's down, the other guy's injured, and Jin is just observing them. It's creepy. He asks them what they've been doing for the past 5 years, and the tension is thick. This is getting good. Jin's face is ice cold as he declares there are no more games. Straight up, he means business. The leader tries to raise a fist, but Jin's already moving, a blade flashing in his hand. He's deflecting the attack with insane speed, creating a shower of sparks. This fight is escalating fast. Jin closes the distance, unleashing a flurry of attacks, and the leader is barely blocking them. The leader manages to land a hit, but Jin doesn't even flinch. Our boy is seriously durable. Jin counters with a vicious strike, sending the leader reeling. He's really turning up the heat. The leader tries to regain control, but Jin's already on him, slashing with relentless precision. He's dodging and weaving through the attacks, a whirlwind of blue and red. It's a blur. Jin connects with a powerful blow, sending the leader flying backward. No way, that didn't hurt. But the leader's not done yet. He's launching another attack. This dude is persistent. I'll give him that. Jin grabs the leader's arm, and it's brutal, like a full-on power grip. He's swinging him around, using the momentum to deliver a devastating blow, and the leader is totally defenseless. A massive energy blast erupts, sending shockwaves everywhere. This is getting intense. Jin swings his blade, slicing through the air with incredible speed and precision. It's a whirlwind of attacks. The leader tries to block, but Jin's attacks are relentless, creating a chaotic clash of blades. Someone's watching from the shadows, and they're absolutely stunned by Jin's skill. No way they expected this. This dude is asking how Jin got so good without any combat experience, but honestly, it's a dumb question. The leader is completely overwhelmed, wondering what Jin's been hiding all this time. It's a legitimate question, actually. Another figure appears armed with a machine gun and is clearly targeting Jin. Things just keep escalating. But Jin's already anticipating the attack, eyes locked on the threat. Our boy is always one step ahead. The masked attacker is questioning Jin, but Jin says he feels a similar energy to someone else. Jin suddenly attacks the masked guy with a knife, and it's fast, like instantly closing the distance. He disarms the attacker, and they're now locked in a brutal close-quarters fight with blades. Jin's fighting like a total beast, but the attacker is skilled too. This is a serious clash. The attacker manages to wound Jin, drawing blood, but Jin doesn't even flinch, straight up unfazed. Jin's eyes narrow, and he realizes this force is connected to the person he fought before. He asks who the attacker is, and the dude responds, it's his older brother. The brother explains why he's attacking, and it's a complicated family history. Of course it is. Jin's shocked, staring at his brother with disbelief. This is a twist. I did not see this coming. Another figure arrives, looking intense, and everyone is on high alert. Things are about to get even crazier. Jin's brother is talking into a walkie-talkie, ordering someone to eliminate Jin. No way, this family is messed up. He's claiming Jin is a threat to their organization, but our boy isn't backing down. However, the brother's orders are surprisingly calm, like this is just another task.